Situation worse on the roads across Washington. Governor Bob Ferguson briefed reporters just yesterday in Mount Vernon.
The number of highways, significant highways that have closed since last night has doubled.
Roughly 30 highways, including Highway 20 and Highway 530 in Skagit County, are now shut down. Meanwhile, Ferguson is still waiting for FEMA to decide on his request for emergency disaster declaration. Meanwhile, the Skagit County Sheriff's Office is working overtime in response to the flooding. So far, they haven't had to perform any major rescues. Lieutenant Jeff Willard says they've had several welfare checks and some people in crisis.
This is very traumatic for people. Even though they're safe, they may feel out of control.
They've doubled their staffing for now. That means 30 deputies per shift, and the shifts will be 12 hours long, 7 days a week. Early yesterday, State Senator and former Snohomish County Sheriff John Lovick toured damage in the city of Snohomish. As former Sheriff Lovick says, he's seen a lot, but nothing like this.
You have to see it to believe it, and when you see it, you can't believe it. I've been in this county for many, many years, spent many hours in the city of Snohomish, and I've not seen anything like this in my life.
Senator Lovick says cleanup will be difficult, but he believes city leaders, residents, and businesses are up to the task. With their apartment complex surrounded by water, 2 Puyallup men rolled up their pants and waded to safety. More from KIRO News Radio's Corn Hake in downtown Puyallup.
Josh and Clayton missed the first level 3 evacuation order at the crossroads at Meridian Apartments. By the time Josh got off work, he couldn't get home. Floodwaters from the Puyallup River had surrounded their building.
Literally parked my car at Fred Meyer, got here, saw how it was, rolled up my pants, took off my socks and shoes, and walked to the apartment.
He and Clayton grabbed a few things, including their cat, and waded to safety. Puyallup police helped others evacuate the complex Thursday afternoon. It's unknown when any will be able to return. In Puyallup, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Pierce County Sheriff Keith Swink is sounding the alarm as historic flooding continues to sweep across western Washington. He told the Jason Rand Show on Seattle Red 770 AM water levels are surpassing records from 1980, 1990, and even 2008.
I've been in Washington State since 1987. We're going to have the highest flood we've ever seen in my life being here.
Also in Pierce County, swift action by first responders saved dozens from rising floodwaters. Around 80 people, along with pets, were rescued from the Bowman Hilton RV Park in Puyallup after the Puyallup River overflowed. This man tells KIRO 7 TV.
This is my first time that I've ever seen something like this. I was raised in California, and then I'm here in Washington, and as soon as I got here, the water's no joke.
Officials issued a level 3 go now evacuation order urging immediate departure. The Red Cross has opened an overnight shelter at Meridian Habitat Park for those displaced, available until 10 o'clock this morning. Then the Snohomish River near Monroe crested 19 feet above flood stage Thursday. KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas has details.
A little girl there fighting back tears when she saw her family's mobile home underwater.
The only clothes I got is just my pajamas.
What's it like to see her like this?
It's hard. It's hard because to explain to her why we moved over here.
That was 7-year-old Jocelyn. Her father, Jose, says they moved to this neighborhood just 2 months ago after his wife was diagnosed with cancer.
For your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, SR 410 is closed. There's lots of water on the roadway. SR 9 closed through Snohomish River Valley. And a portion of US 12 is also closed this morning. Other drive times, Everett to Seattle about 32 minutes right now. Lewin to Seattle about 15. And for your KIRO News Radio forecast on this Friday morning, cloudy skies. They'll continue to stay that way throughout the day. Highs will be in the mid-50s. Right now, it's about 46 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, Chris Sullivan with a choke point looking at the potential future ahead of tolling technology in our state. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This hour of Seattle's Morning News is brought to you by Closets by Design Seattle.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO News Radio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Hey, Brock Heward here with Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy inviting you to come work with IRG. And Shannon, what kind of staff are you looking for at IRG?
Brock, we're looking for all kinds of clinical staff, physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, certified occupational therapy technicians, physical therapy assistants, you name it on the clinical side. We are looking for those folks. But we are really looking for folks that want to come to an organization that want to be part of our culture and change the culture and work with us to provide the best care and service we can to our patients, our team, and our community. So those clinical people out there, we're looking for you. We also provide advanced certification. We want to provide you mentorship. We want you to grow personally and professionally here at IRG.
And with over 40 clinics throughout the Pacific Northwest, you've got the opportunity to work in the city you want. Just head over to irgpt.com/careers. That's irgpt.com/careers.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
that's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchie's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member, you get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchie's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchie.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
I'm here with my real estate guy, Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. And Wes, the year's almost over. It's the holidays, but the spring is going to come fast.
That's right. There's not a lot of time left this year. But here's the thing. It takes a lot to get a home ready to sell if you truly want the maximum value for it. So I would encourage you, let's start the conversation now if you're planning to sell next year. We'll walk through my pre-inspection program. If there's any improvements that need to be made, I can help line up the contractors. And if needed, we have options to pay for.
Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Let's go!
Now, Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
Presented by Carter Subaru.
Well, imagine a world without toll cameras and giant metal gantries above the road. No, tolls are not going away, but some of your privacy could be.
Yeah, Sully is here with a look at the potential future of tolling.
We use our smartphones for everything, don't we? Why not use them to collect our tolls on the roads? The Washington State Transportation Commission just completed 2 pilot projects looking at the viability of GPS-enabled apps to reduce the costs and maximize the revenues of tolling. Reducing equipment like gantries and cameras, save money. Collecting every toll would, of course, increase revenue. Engineering firm CDM Smith conducted the tests for the state, running a pilot program with existing good-to-go account users on 520 and with internal testers driving Highway 18 from I-90 to Tiger Mountain. And first, let me be perfectly clear. They only tested on 18. There are no plans to toll 18. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. They just use that as a good spot for testing. I checked. No plans to toll Highway 18. So anyway, but moving on. That's the spots they use them.
So you're saying... No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, let's not confuse. I just want people to know that. If they see that, don't get confused. But 520 because there's an existing system there. I-18 because it just kind of worked. And there are also some potential GPS issues there. I mean, if you have driven across Tiger Mountain, your cell service isn't exactly great. So they were trying to test the viability using those conditions. CDM Smith's R. Swanson told the commission this week that the goal was simple.
And the goal here was really just to test toll collection at multiple points to understand the ability of a smartphone app to be the basis of a flexible toll application.
On 520, the test used the existing gantry with the app. On Tiger Mountain, just a designated spot with no equipment was used via GPS. Smartphone apps are being explored as a potential replacement to normal tolling equipment across the world. But these 2 pilots and other studies suggest that the technology just isn't there yet. CDM Smith Vice President Travis Dunn with the results.
This was not a surprise, but we found that we can conclude that smartphone tolling can complement but not replace today's roadside technologies for existing toll points. And that's because it's not a complete solution by itself.
Because Dunn says the smartphone app has a very serious Achilles heel.
We can't rely on customers to reliably carry their smartphone paired to their vehicle for every trip. The phone's going to go in other vehicles from time to time, or the vehicle will go without a phone at all from time to time. So there needs to be other mechanisms that work in conjunction with the smartphone tolling app.
So don't expect this as a replacement anytime soon, but the commission voted to forward the results to the legislature and see if it wants to conduct more studies, which I'm assuming it will do. One of the most interesting discussions on this topic this week, though, was how an app could help enforcement on the number of people in a car to meet the HOV requirements, or as they like to call occupancy declarations. If you're on 520, or really if you're on 405 right now, you have that flex pass, right, to determine whether you have the right amount of people. And sometimes the right amount of people is 2, sometimes it's 3. So they're like, maybe we could use a smartphone app to determine the amount of people in the car, because enforcement is very difficult.
A lot of technology has been developed over the years to see about external enforcement or detection. None of those has really been deployed operationally. The accuracy rates aren't quite high enough. However, some smartphone applications have been developed and tested.
Under an app being used right now in Atlanta and Dallas, the number of people in a car is determined by the number of connected phones in it. Of course, I could just have my phone and 2 burners if I really wanted to cheat, but that's the way they do it. And say, maybe my kid doesn't have a phone. Well, they could have a linked account, and they could count that as a second person in the car. So they're using it based on the technology in the car. Nationally, the leakage or lost toll revenue because of bad plates, bad sensors, plate covers, cheating is about 5%. So what do you think? Would you like to use a GPS app connected to the Bluetooth in your car to track your car and charge you tolls along the way?
No.
That was easy.
Yeah. What do you guys think of this? Kind of an interesting discussion on the maturation of this process.
I'm going to have to noodle on it for a spell. I'm not sure. I mean,
I am not naive. I know they probably are. But to think of overtly sharing my location and data with the government is something that makes my skin crawl. No.
But they don't keep the data for past a certain amount of time, and they don't possibly do.
No. And look, it's a complicated thing, right? We've got the flock cameras. I can understand the need for those. At the same time, that's super complicated. But for us to be just sharing like real-time data, because this is like the camel getting its nose under the tent, right? It starts with that, and then, oh, hey, are you supposed to be there at this time of day? I don't know, man. It makes
it almost seems like in these discussions, the more we go technical, the better it is. And the simplest solutions were the ones pre-technology. If you want to collect the tolls, have a toll booth. You want to collect a tax, or no, you want to get on Sound Transit, go through a turnstile. If we want to recoup this money, maybe non-tech answers are the way to go. You can go without people if you go and throw your change in a thing. If you're driving along I-80 in the Midwest, I don't know, but we have a smartphone with us. Somebody knows where this phone is right now, whether I want them to or not. Right. Whether I'm going to accurately just give them that data through my GPS, I don't know. Again, this isn't happening tomorrow, but it is being tested and used, as I said, in some areas as they try to figure out how to better make them more efficient and to save money as agencies, which are laudable goals. Obviously, we want them to collect the money, but I don't know.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast, lots of cloudy skies today. Highs will be in the mid-50s. Right now, it's about 46 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden with his Weekend Planner. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
For 50 seasons,
sold out Kingdome as the Seahawks get ready to go down on the field.
When it comes to passion,
the blitz is on, the ball pops loose, picks it up at the 15 to the 10 to
noise.
Make a little noise. He's resetting his running backs. Penalty flags all over the place. They're going to blow the play dead.
And dedication. It's always the 12s, celebrating 50 seasons of Seahawks football. Visit Seahawks.com/tickets today.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
It's a bully, but we aren't afraid of a fight. It's elusive, but our focus never fades. It's deadly, but we were born to defeat cancer. You may not have heard of us, but our work has helped millions impacted by cancer. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. We are leaders in advancing breakthroughs in immunotherapy, genomics, and personalized medicine. This research saves lives. After 65 years of fighting blood cancers, we've arrived at a game-changing belief. The cures for cancer are in our blood. The drugs and treatments we've developed for blood cancers have helped people affected by many different types of cancers. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Beating cancer is in our blood. Learn more at LLS.org.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
What burning questions do you have? You can help drive the conversation by going to mynorthwest.com or text Choke Points to 888-973-5476.
Tuesdays and Thursdays on Seattle's Morning News.
John Curley here. We value things that last. Local businesses, relationships, community. That's Madrona Financial and CPAs. They've been serving Washington families for decades, combining taxes and investments under one roof. Most firms just do one or the other, but not both. That's why Madrona offers the Madrona Analysis, a simple review of income, taxes, and investments in one plan. Call 833-673-7373 for your complimentary Madrona Analysis. Madrona Financial and CPAs. Local, trusted, and here to put the whole picture together.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or AdvancedHair.com.
The Pacific Northwest is the perfect backdrop for the holiday season. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law reminds us that the roadways don't always agree.
It's that combination of additional travel, changes in routine, and winter weather that make this the most dangerous time of the year to be behind the wheel.
Any safety tips to help commuters keep the holidays joyful?
The number one cause of accidents remains distracted driving, even during the holidays. So store that cell phone in a place that eliminates temptation. It's imperative we set the example for our teens. Also, be aware of abrupt changes in the weather and prepare for it. Sometimes it's as simple as allowing additional distance for following or stopping. Lastly, make sure your vehicle is properly maintained for winter.
That includes four-wheel drive and chains when required at the pass. Please follow these safety precautions from my good friends at Pendergast Law and keep you and your neighbors safe this holiday season.
Happy holidays from all of us at Pendergast Law.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Through trusted relationships and national reach, CVS Health is uniquely positioned to simplify care. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day. That's cvshealth.com/investor day.
Your local credit union, WSECU, believes in making a difference. That's why they're recognizing Washington's community champions, everyday people who strengthen the fabric of our communities. Steve Rabel here with WSECU board member Marcus Glasper, and it's time to announce our next community champion.
Our community champion this week is Crystal Ortega. Crystal rescues surplus food from across Spokane County, driving hundreds of miles each week to collect and deliver to food banks. Crystal, thank you for helping keep people well fed in your community.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. President Trump said yesterday that he will sign an executive order to stop executive state regulation of AI. CBS's Jared Hill has the latest.
Laws, the White House says, contradict its minimally burdensome national policy. David Sachs, a venture capitalist who leads the president's policies on crypto and AI, says they won't challenge every state law.
Kid safety, we're going to protect. We're not pushing back on that, but we're going to push back on the most onerous examples of state regulations.
This comes the same day Time magazine dubbed the architects of artificial intelligence their annual Person of the Year. And Disney announced $1 billion investment in OpenAI, allowing users to access more than 200 of its animated and illustrated characters.
The flood threat continues across western Washington. Skagit County could see water levels 2 feet above record levels this morning.
Governor Ferguson says the situation is unpredictable and dangerous, and he urges everyone under evacuation orders to leave immediately.
The National Weather Service is describing it as potentially catastrophic and potentially having significant loss of life still remains in place.
Meanwhile, the number of highway closures doubled overnight to about 30. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Ferguson is still waiting to find out if FEMA will grant his request for emergency disaster declaration. Now to the city of Snohomish, where 5 homes and several cars in a neighborhood along Lincoln Avenue are underwater. Most of the homeowners got out before the floods came, but one family had to be rescued by boat. Snohomish Police Sergeant William Vetteen.
A lot of water was starting getting into their house, and they called 911. We had fire rescue come and actually get them out of the house. It's a family of 3 and 2 dogs.
Sergeant Verteen says if you're asked to leave, do get out immediately and move to higher ground. When this weather event is over, there will be another one right behind it.
Wait till next week. Another atmospheric river dropping. Substantial rain is going to come in.
UW meteorologist Cliff Mass told the Jason Rand Show on Seattle Red 770 AM it should be here by Tuesday or Wednesday. He says it won't be bad as this one, but it will be dangerous given that the rivers are already high and the soil is heavily saturated. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Tacoma to Seattle about 32 minutes right now. Phillips to Renton 18. Everett to Bellevue about 21. Marysville to Seattle about 35 minutes. For your KIRO News Radio forecast on this Friday morning, lots of clouds to start our day. It'll be partly cloudy throughout the afternoon. Highs will be in the mid-50s. Right now, it's about 46 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
After a brutal week of winter weather, it looks like we're set for a relatively dry weekend. And if you're looking for something fun and festive to do, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has you covered.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
We've hit the halfway point of the holiday season, and the fun is showing no signs of slowing down. There are a couple of free holiday events to check out this weekend, including the Seattle Christmas Boat Parade. Decorated boats will be hitting the water at Fremont Tugboats east of the Aurora Bridge and ends at Morrison's Fuel Dock. You'll have a great view from Gasworks Park of the entire parade, which starts at 7, or you can check out the official onshore viewing party. It's not just a parade, it's also a holiday toy and charity drive for Seattle Children's Hospital. You can drop off toys at Fisheries Supply on North Lake Way. At Freeway Park tonight from 4:30 to 6:30, there's a free holiday party called Twinkle Twinkle. Here you will find free hot cocoa and s'mores, fires to warm up by, seasonal crafts, and an opportunity to donate winter clothes. There will also be carols from the Dickens Carolers to enjoy as you spend a couple hours with friends and family. Luminaries will light the way in Green Lake during Pathway of Lights. Not only will there be thousands of lights, but also free treats to enjoy, live music from local schools and community groups, and if the weather holds, hot air balloons. Near the stages that will be providing the music, you will also find drop-off centers for the food drive for Family Works. Songs celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and even the winter solstice will be part of the set list during Holiday Jingle Jam in Ballard. There will be choirs and soloists, plus plenty of chances to sing along at this family-friendly event. The Holiday Jingle Jam is Saturday at 7:30 at the Center for Spiritual Living in Ballard.
In Shoreline, the Shore Lights continue to bring the free family fun near Shoreline City Hall. There are multiple displays of lights and trees that will light up your weekend. There's also food trucks and live music to keep the fun going. Shore Lights runs through January. A new art installation begins in Ballard this weekend at the Vestigial. It's called The Game Show, and according to the event page, it aims to answer a couple of questions. When is a game art? Is art a game? And what can we learn through play? You'll be able to find the answers to those questions as 30 artists have created a variety of pieces that include cards, role-playing, videos, and virtual reality. And that's not all. You can get more details at the event's website. The Seattle Kraken are taking on the Buffalo Sabres on Sunday at 5. Also on Sunday, the Seattle Seahawks continue their quest for the top spot in the AFC West, taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Kickoff from Lumen Field is at 1:25. Also happening on Sunday is the Jingle Bell Run at Gasworks Park on Sunday morning. There's still so much going on during a busy time of year. What's something I missed? Let me know at paulh@KIRORadio.com. Paul Holden, KIRO News Radio.
Coming up, we'll have national headlines. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
The Northwest's trusted news source.
We're learning that it was two brothers who were fatally shot in Lacey.
KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
More than 140,000 fentanyl pills and powder were seized.
Experienced voices you trust.
A fierce budget fight is coming down to the wire.
Coverage you can depend on.
King County's $20 billion budget.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
He flew fighter jets in 2 wars and taught you how to drive a car. He fed everyone on the block, but never shared his secret recipes. And every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa, what's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage. The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at StoryCorpsConnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
When someone hears the words, "You have cancer," it's one of the darkest moments in their life. Light the Night brings light to the darkness of cancer by uniting survivors, patients, and supporters in the cause to end cancer. Friends, families, and coworkers form a community of hope, raising funds in support of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Together, we walk with lanterns held high to light the path to cures. Last year alone, the FDA approved 18 new drug therapies and treatments to treat blood cancers. The impact of LLS-supported research goes beyond blood cancer. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. When we walk, cancer runs. Join the movement to end cancer today. Visit us at lightthenight.org.
What's your holiday tradition?
It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2025. Last chance! Donate now for a 2025 tax deduction.
Every 2 minutes, an American is sexually assaulted. Be the someone who gives their time. Be the someone who lends an ear. Be the someone who takes a step. This is Christina Ricci with RAIN, asking you to join the fight against sexual violence and volunteer in your community. Log on to RAIN.org, that's RAINN.org, to learn how you can be the someone.
This message brought to you by the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network and this station.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
CBS News Brief. 100,000 people have now been evacuated amid historic flooding in Washington state. Governor Bob Ferguson.
If you have instructions to evacuate from your local authorities, please, please, please evacuate. You know, your life is extremely important to us.
CBS News has learned the Trump administration set to crank up the heat on Venezuela's Nicolás Maduro with more military action and possible tanker seizures. White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt.
The president is committed to stopping the illegal flow of drugs into our country. He's also fully committed to effectuating this administration's sanction policy.
Indiana's Republican-led state Senate has rejected a GOP redistricting plan. Republican Senator Linda Rogers voted no.
The majority of the constituents in my district that reach out to me really were against redistricting.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast, lots of clouds today. It'll be partly cloudy throughout the afternoon, highs in the mid-50s. Right now, it's about 46 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, the Mike McDonald preview. We hear from the Seahawks head coach ahead of this week's matchup against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Hear from the coach first.
Here we go, start fast! Here we go!
This is the Mike McDonald Preview. Here's your host, Steve Rabel.
Mike, time again for preparation for the big game this week, and it happens to be against the Colts, although a week ago I couldn't have told you who we were playing on Sunday, and which is probably the way everybody likes it. And as you know, probably the biggest story going around the NFL this entire week is the fact that Phillip Rivers is going to come out of retirement, and he's been signed on to the Colts. No telling whether he's going to play or start. My guess is he probably will. But I guess my big question, first of all, is you've been around football a long time, as have I. 44 years old and a grandfather, and he's going to be probably going to be playing football against your Seahawks on Sunday. I mean, is that crazy, or is it just me?
Just if you just describe it like that, it's a little bit crazy, but you start to put some context behind it, and it's Phillip Rivers, and it's a scheme that he knows, and coaches that he knows, players that he knows, and then let me say again, it's Phillip Rivers, so and it's the NFL, so it's just that's what we've been saying is just you can't be surprised at anything. You got to take everything in stride, and then go put your best foot forward. It's really the only thing you can control, but. It's funny to see him now. I mean, that I know personally, been in some great games with him. He's come out on top, and the teams that I've been on, we've won some too. So looking forward to. We'll see if he plays, but we're definitely getting ready for him.
I'm just curious. Did you play any Lawrence Welk music at practice this week?
No, nothing like that. I mean, 40. It sounds like, but how old was Brady when he finished up? I mean, there's nowadays, players like especially quarterbacks that play a little bit longer. So. The grandfather thing is kind of funny, but I mean, I know he's got a bunch of kids, and that's one of the ongoing jokes, but it's all good.
It's all good. Okay. Well, and something that you mentioned this week, regardless of who plays quarterback, as you've said so many times about any particular team, it's not about them. It's about us. It's about what you guys do on the field every day, and not just on Sundays, but every day at practice as well. You're going to attack this the same way.
Yeah. When that's what you're about and that's the life you live and things like this, it just doesn't affect you as much. You just say, okay, I mean, we got to do our homework on the quarterbacks, obviously, like we do every week. A little bit different type of study this week, but at the end of the day, we don't have a chance unless we execute our stuff, and we play our style of ball and we get our bodies and minds right and ready to go play. So we're kind of in the middle of our process right now. We're, going to figure out, who at some point before the game we'll realize who's starting, and then we'll go from there.
What you were just talking about getting yourselves prepared, is that all part of what you describe as your competitive advantage?
Well, I would say it's definitely part of our process, and our process is there's parts of it where it's probably a little bit more adjustable than we did last year, or just like throughout my career, my experience, and I think that's one of the things that helps us, and that's really our style. That's good for the Seattle Seahawks. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like one of those things where we're saying, hey, we're a new head coach, we're kind of a new program. I think one of our strengths is we are willing to adapt and try new things, and always be agile enough to say, oh, hey, you know what, maybe this is the best thing for us this week, and let's go attack that, in this style, while not negotiating our principles and really going through the things that we need to do to get ready.
Mm-hmm. One of the things you talk about often with respect to competitive advantages and the rest is the 12 as one philosophy, which I have seen up on signs in the building. Oh, yeah. And could that be one of the reasons that the Seahawks are number one in the league with 17 players with at least a half a sack this year? Everybody is involved all the time.
I do. I really believe that. And then that's our core philosophy here, is that really, that we believe in synergy. We believe in that one of our competitive advantages, talking about competitive advantages, is that the sum is greater than the whole, than the whole of its parts. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Excuse me. Wow. I got to get my English right. But, but that's really what we believe at our core, that us together is definitely stronger. And that's what makes it feel like playing against 12 guys. And part of that, schematically, is being able to bring different people and show threats on one end and bring it the other way, or vice versa, or bluff out of there, or the 4D linemen working together. All those things work hand in hand on a play-to-play basis, and to apply pressure, and make it inexpensive for us and hopefully taxing on our opponents.
I'm going to end, Mike, where we started. That's talking about the Colts. We've talked about Phillip Rivers, but this Colts team, there's a whole lot more to them than just the bringing on of a 44-year-old quarterback. They have a Pro Bowl running back in Jonathan Taylor. They have a solid defense. What kind of challenge are you going to face out of a darn good Indianapolis Colts team on Sunday?
Well, they are really good, and this is a talk about complementary football. This is a team that has an identity in all three phases, and they're very effective. They're very situationally aware. They're very talented. They got a really good coaching staff that has been through a lot, seen a lot. They got great systems. They call aggressive games. So that's what we're going against. But there's a lot of good players on both sides of the ball. And offensively, it's a great rushing team. They play complementary. They're also very explosive, and they're great in the red zone. So it's hard to keep points off the board with this team. They keep the ball moving forward. Defensively, they get the ball back. They create sacks. They create takeaways. They have a lot of explosive. They try to put you behind the sticks. So we got to keep the ball moving forward, and then we got to score in the red zone offensively. And then special teams are a really aggressive unit. They're physical. They do a good job.
You sort of touched on it just now. Let me quickly ask you, you haven't allowed a touchdown. Your defense hasn't allowed a touchdown now in 2 games. How rare is that? Even as a defensive coach, you've been around this all your life.
Well, a lot, it is rare. And it's a testament to our guys. And really, we've put ourselves in some tough situations. And so it shows you that you have to live by this philosophy of we're defending a blade of grass. When we talk about living in the death zone, those are tough situations that you have to thrive in, to create the breaks that you need, because at some point teams are going to move the ball on you. They're going to put it in positive territory. They're going to end up in the red zone. Those things are going to happen. In order to eliminate touchdowns, you have to be resilient. You have to be relentless in your mindset. You can't, get all down on yourself because a team converted a third down, or there's a penalty, or whatever situation puts you in the red zone. Something not that great happened to your football team, and so you got to be able to really play that next play with kind of your whole mind and be present, so you can go be effective in those situations and eliminate scores.
Mike, we sure look forward to it on Sunday against the Colts. We will talk pregame, and as always, thanks for your time.
All right, great. Thanks, Steve.
Okay.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast, it's very cloudy this morning. More clouds throughout the day. Highs will be in the mid-50s. Right now, it's about 46 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, more of the day's top stories here on Seattle's Morning News. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
A base
bases clearing. 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes.
Are you planning an event in 2026? Make it unforgettable at T-Mobile Park. Mariners suites and group tickets are perfect for any occasion. Fundraisers, school outings, work parties, family celebrations, and more. Enjoy customizable catering, flexible setups for 14 to 400 people, and epic game day views, all with the help of a dedicated Mariners rep. Get ahead and start planning your event today at mariners.com.
It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can clear that drain.
That's what the last guy said.
We'll clear it, guaranteed.
He said that too.
Apollo Plumbing will clear your drain, or it's free.
Wait, what?
Apollo Plumbing clears your drain.
Or it's free?
Yep.
What's the catch?
No catch.
Fine print?
Apollo Plumbing clears your main drain for $83.
$83, or it's free?
And we'll even give you a camera inspection.
Because?
It's the best way to find what's causing your clog.
But that's extra.
Nope. Included.
No extra charge?
Not 1 cent.
$83, or it's free.
All it takes is an accessible outside cleanout.
And an Apollo plumber.
No clog is safe from Apollo Plumbing.
And just like that, my main drain is...
Draining again.
How can you...
Apollo plumbers are that good.
83, or it's free.
You call, we come.
My drain's draining again.
Guaranteed.
83, or it's free.
As it should be.
Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
You pledged your life to serve. You made sacrifices, lost loved ones. At VA, we don't see the falls you've taken. We see the 1,000 times you've stood back up. We embrace your uniqueness and won't trivialize your hardships. We can't promise to heal all wounds or wash away all trauma, but we do see a path forward. We see all veterans. We see you. Learn how treatment works and recovery is possible. Visit MakeTheConnection.net.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO Newsradio.
I'm here with my real estate guy, Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. And Wes, the year's almost over. It's the holidays, but the spring is going to come fast.
That's right. There's not a lot of time left this year. But here's the thing. It takes a lot to get a home ready to sell if you truly want the maximum value for it. So I would encourage you, let's start the conversation now if you're planning to sell next year. We'll walk through my pre-inspection program. If there's any improvements that need to be made, I can help line up the contractors. And if needed, we have options to pay for it out of the proceeds from the sale of your home. The important thing is to have a game plan from repairs to staging, pricing strategy, and marketing. And we can help you get a jump start right now.
There's a reason I say if you want to sell for more, sell with Wes. So go to sellwithwes.com, find out the real value of your home with Wes's home value calculator, then give him a call, schedule an appointment. Sellwithwes.com. That's sellwithwes.com. It really just is a better way to sell your home.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but Donated Orthodontic Services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. last chance to donate for 2025. Last chance. Donate now for a 2025 tax deduction.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Eggland's Best.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Supporters chanting outside an ICE facility in Baltimore where Kilmar Abrego Garcia checked in hours after a judge ordered him released from detention. CBS's Camila Montoya Galvez is there.
The Trump administration has said it is trying to deport Abrego Garcia to a number of African countries because he entered the U.S. illegally back in 2011. But the federal judge who has directed his release has now ruled that he cannot be redetained this morning.
Abrego Garcia was reunited with his wife and child in Maryland last night. There's devastation in Washington state where record rainfall has tipped the balance in local rivers, sending people scrambling to the tops of homes and buildings. More than 100,000 have been evacuated. Correspondent Carter Evans is in hard-hit Mount Vernon.
Jocelyn Rosas choked back tears as she returned to see her home in Monroe underwater.
The only clothes I got is just my pajamas.
What's it like to see her like this?
It's hard. Her father, Jose, told me they moved to this mobile park 2 months ago after his wife was diagnosed with cancer.
And it was a financial decision. You needed to save money for her treatment.
Yes. Now it's gone. The president isn't easing up on plans for operations to force Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro from power. CBS's Charlie Daggett has details from Washington, D.C.
President Trump says the seizure of a large tanker off the coast of Venezuela was not just about the oil, citing illegal migration and drug trafficking from the South American country, again vowing to ratchet up the military fight beyond just strikes on alleged drug boats at sea.
It's going to be starting on land pretty soon.
Sources say the administration is also planning more tanker seizures.
CBS News has learned more about some fraudsters who blew hundreds of millions of dollars on fancy cars, private villas in the Maldives and other things in one of the biggest COVID fraud schemes. CBS News Minnesota's Jonah Kaplan.
We're talking about taxpayer money that should have been used to feed hungry kids, that should have been used to help the homeless and people that needed housing assistance, that should have been used to support children with behavioral issues and autism.
Everyone's lining up.
It's time to play America's favorite jackpot game. This is Powerball.
And this is CBS's Jesse Mitchell.
Saturday night's Powerball drawing could turn a lucky player into a billionaire for the holidays. The $1 billion prize is the 7th largest in the game's history, with an estimated cash value of more than $461 million.
Dow futures are up 87. NAS futures down 122. This is CBS News.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best, better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Team coverage on the 2025 flood coming up, but first we check in with Sully at the traffic desk.
And there are way too many flooded roads and highways to mention, so I'm going to stick with the biggies. Just realize if you went to bed and your road was flooded, it's still flooded and probably worse this morning. Looking at SR 9 through Snohomish, you're closed from Bickward down to Lower Larimer. The entire valley was underwater last night. SR 2, basically east of Skycomish. You can't go that far, but you can get into Skycomish, which is great. Looking at 203 from Duval to Carnation down to Falls City, 202 from Falls City to North Bend. Those are the biggies. There's also 162 down in Ording as well. Once you make it to the freeways, there are going to be a bunch of people on roads that are not used to it because they're trying to find a way out. Ton of people on SR2 trying to get across the trestle right now. That's because there's really no other way to get out of Snohomish because of all the flooding up there. Once you get to I-5, you're going to be in pretty good shape, 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Valley Freeway slowing in Pacific, but manageable, 45 to 50 minutes up to Renton. Renton to Bellevue is about 20. Olympia to Tacoma, no issues for you guys, and Federal Way to Seattle, right about 40 minutes. This report brought to you by the Harnish Auto Family, 6 dealerships, 1 family. The Harnish Auto Family year-end super sale. Wrap up the year with huge savings, popular new and pre-owned vehicles. HarnishAutoFamily.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 6:04. We have team coverage this morning of a historic and dangerous flood emergency across the region.
The Skagit River has just shattered its all-time flood record, and right now anxious eyes are on the levees. Entire city blocks in downtown Snohomish are underwater. Roads closed through the area, and forecasters warn another storm is bearing down.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live in Mount Vernon. James Lynch live in Snohomish. Chris Sullivan has your traffic every 10 minutes, and meteorologist Nick Allard tracking what's coming next.
All right, Luke, let's start with you. Are those levees holding?
They are holding. That's the great news. And more great news, I'm standing in the city of Mount Vernon, and I'm looking at the seawall here. It has done its job, and it is doing its job. Absolutely zero flooding in town, and the river now is receding. It is going down. According to NOAA, it did reach above 37 feet overnight, set a record by about 3 inches or so, but it is receding. For folks here like Jason, though, it's good news, but they know they're not out of the woods yet.
I'm still a little bit worried about the dikes and levees, if they've been damaged or breached at all. And just once the water starts running over, or it could soften them and cause some serious problems pretty quick.
And those dikes and levees he's talking about are just on the other side of the Skagit River from where I am in the historic floodplain. Can't get over there this morning because the bridge over there and the access points are all closed right now. But I'm told by folks who know other people over there that the levees are holding. They have not broken. There was one private levee that cracked a little bit, but not a lot of water, not a lot of damage. We're going to have to all assess. Officials are going to have to assess the damage on that side and throughout this entire area, of course, in the Skagit Valley in the day to come and the days to come. But yesterday I talked one-on-one with Governor Ferguson, and he has been asking FEMA for federal assistance.
We're doing everything we can. We need an emergency order, an emergency declaration from the federal government. We're working hard on that, but we're going to get through this together.
So it's good news. The governor was here, boots on the ground yesterday, but still a lot of standing water in areas in that floodplain, especially that won't drain until the Skagit River goes down. I think the word is getting out this morning because a lot of people have started showing up here where I am, just locals. They want to take a look for themselves, and no word on when the evacuation order might be lifted. But again, good news tempered with we've got to assess the damage from here on out. Live in Skagit County, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Our team coverage continues. We head to KIRO News Radio's James Lynch, who reports live from Snohomish. James?
Charlie, Manda, we are still waiting on dawn to break here in the city of Snohomish so we can get a better look at how things look here along the Snohomish River. Taking a look at the data, though, from the USGS, the Snohomish River here in Snohomish is pretty much where we left it yesterday, just below 34 feet and holding. That after reaching a flood level of record at 34.1 yesterday. State Senator John Lubbock toured the area and talked about the resiliency of the community.
It's a very, very resilient community, and you can see it when you walk around. You'll see it while you're walking around. They are working well together, and just to see the coordination between the mayor and her staff, they're going to get this done.
Now, once the sun comes up, we will be able to take a look at some of the hardest hit area to see if anything has changed overnight. Live in Snohomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
With their apartment complex surrounded by water, 2 Puyallup men rolled up their pants and waded to safety. We get more now as we continue our coverage with KIRO's Corwin Hake in downtown Puyallup.
Josh and Clayton missed the first level 3 evacuation order at the crossroads at Meridian Apartments. By the time Josh got off work, he couldn't get home. Floodwaters from the Puyallup River had surrounded their building.
Literally parked my car at Fred Meyer, got here, saw how it was, rolled up my pants, took off my socks and shoes, and walked to the apartment.
He and Clayton grabbed a few things, including their cat, and waded to safety. Puyallup police helped others evacuate the complex Thursday afternoon. It's unknown when any will be able to return. In Puyallup, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Keeping you informed since 1974.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's morning news on KIRO News Radio.
Great to have you here with us. We've made it to Friday, December 12th. I really do hope if you are listening right now, you are in a safe space, safe place. You've stayed dry, and it looks like it's going to dry out at least for the weekend, Manda.
Thankfully, yes. And it has been a week, hasn't it? So great to have you with us. Chris Sullivan is here, and we have all kinds of road closures we're dealing with again this morning.
Yeah, definitely. And some biggies, too, that have really cut off communities, ones that you don't normally expect to be cut off, like the city of Snohomish. Really, there's only one way out at this point, and it's pretty ugly.
Okay, we'll be checking in with you on the threes. Producer David Burbank is in the studio with us this morning. We have Katrina Gachard out at the news desk, and Nick Crashaw is in the control room today.
This hour of Seattle's Morning News is sponsored by American Crawl Space and Pest Control.
We will continue our flood coverage throughout the morning, of course, here on the show. But coming up, we'll also speak of the celebration of Hanukkah. It begins Sunday evening, and it's an especially poignant observance of the holiday this year, as we hear from a rabbi who provides some perspective on what the Jewish communities in our state are feeling this winter.
Also, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, KIRO Newsradio's Paul Holden will have your weekend planner.
We continue our coverage now up north. Parts of Sumas in Whatcom County are underwater. KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu is there.
We saw crews moving around town on jet skis and inflatable boats. Rescuers also drove around in loaders and brush trucks to get through the high water. We spoke to a couple who watched downtown flood, then watched the water rise up over their field, up a hill, and into their garage over the course of just a few hours. They say this is the worst they've ever seen the area flood.
Jack Bilyeu reporting from Sumas.
A landslide in Enumclaw took out a section of a home near Pinnacle Peak Park, as we hear from KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas.
Enumclaw police telling us an elderly couple was inside the home, pinned by the mud, suffered some broken bones, and then a third person also in the home was in bed. Police say they were able to carry that person out, get them to the front yard.
First responders urging you to take these evacuation warnings seriously. Lieutenant Joel Hostad is with Skagit County Fire District 7. He says if you stay and you need to be rescued, you're taking crews away from other emergencies.
Whether it be, making sure the levees are held up, sandbagging for their communities, evacuating care facilities, especially in the Cedar-Woolley area, takes time away from us to be able to get those done.
Hostad tells the G and Ursula show his father was the Mount Vernon fire chief during the historic 1990s floods, and this event could be even more damaging if any of those levees breach.
I know a lot of people are saying, what can I do to help? Aid groups say the best way to help flood victims right now is money. Kyle Christensen with the Whatcom Long-Term Recovery Group posted a video urging people to check the group's website and Facebook for updates.
If you're wanting to volunteer, provide support, things like that, please follow us, and we will be here. And we're here to help people and families as it's needed.
And the group has 2 response trailers in action.
Our team coverage continues. Let's get a check on the weather. It's brought to us by State Roofing and Exteriors. Here's KIRO 7 TV meteorologist Nick Allard. Nick, any relief in sight here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this morning we just have a little drizzle, a little bit of mist, and really there isn't much at all. I mean, it's just a calm morning. You have fog, and that's all. So we're dry today besides the mist and drizzle. You're going to need your windshield wipers, but it's that low-level stuff. There's nothing on the radar to really go into at this point. So, yes, a little bit of mist, a little bit of drizzle, some fog, and then a mostly cloudy day drying out. I think you see a mainly dry day with highs in the mid to upper 50s. If you were to keep a stray shower later today, I would say it's kind of like the northwest interior of the state, so farther north, but really most of us will be dry. Tomorrow it's some fog and low cloud cover in the morning, then at least partly cloudy and dry again, which is really good news. Now the rain for Sunday, it's going to come in early and probably before you wake up or right when you're waking up on Sunday morning. It's nothing substantial. You do see some lingering showers for the game on Sunday. I still think it's more dry than wet though for the game. However, there is another atmospheric river for Monday. There just is. It's going to be wet, breezy, and I think, Monday, Tuesday, and probably Wednesday, too. The problem with Wednesday is snow levels, it's actually a good thing, will come down, so eventually we'll see rain in the mountains turn to snow in the mountains, but another 1 to 2 inches for the lowlands and upwards of, maybe 3 to 5, 4 to 6 for the mountains, so there probably will be some flooding again on Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, but I do not think it will be to the same, not even close to the same level. Still, with rivers running high, it won't take much to get some things back up above flood stage again, so that's something we're going to keep a close eye on for next week. It is good we get a couple days off, but yes, we do have to watch early next week as well.
Okay, thank you, Nick. In Seattle, it is cloudy and 49.
And it's 6:13. Right back to Chris Sullivan for an update on traffic.
And I could really use some help from our drivers out there today. Today, it's one of those days where the opening and closing of roads is going to be, just fast. I mean, they're going to open and close, and I might not get information I may have maybe a little dated, a little old. If you're going through things and you hear me say things and that road is open or that road is now closed, please let us know on the text line so I can get that information out, because overnight things have changed. Like they opened up parts of Highway 2 all the way to Skykomish. Now, you cannot go east of Skykomish. And of course, last night, they also closed all of Highway 9 through Snohomish, really, from Bickford at the roundabout all the way down to Lower Larimer, and that's the way it is right now. I'm getting some conflicting reports of what is open there at this point. So again, I could just use a little help so we can make sure we're spreading the right information. Once we get over to the freeways, we're going to be in pretty good shape. We've got about a 50-minute trip now from Puyallup to Renton, right there through Pacific is the heaviest part of that drive. Then Renton to Bellevue, about 20. Federal Way to Seattle, definitely lighter than normal, 40 minutes on the drive for you guys. And we're under 40 from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. This report brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. This holiday season, give the gift of Mariners baseball. Grab tickets to next season's biggest games like Opening Day, March 26th, mariners.com/tickets.
6:15 now. Katrina Gashard joins us, and we have Home Alone fans who can now channel their inner Kevin McAllister?
They sure can. Who remembers the way Kevin ordered pizza? Listen to this.
Will you have to pay for your pizza, sir?
Said it fast. How much do I owe you?
That'll be $11.80, sir.
And now there's a few new pop-up pizza shops inspired by the movie.
Left home alone by negligent parents on their way to Paris? You know where to go. Disney Plus and Prince Street presents Little Nero's Pizza in Chicago, L.A., Toronto, or available for order online.
And the menu will include Kevin's order of a lovely cheese pizza. The pop-up is only for 1 week. It runs through the 17th.
All right.
All I have to say is keep the change, you filthy animal.
It's 6:16.
Reliable, refreshing, and ready every morning. Seattle's Morning News.
On Monday, two former Israeli hostages, Maya and Itai Regev, will share their remarkable story of survival, faith, and courage.
The brother and sister were kidnapped by Hamas and held hostage for more than 50 days.
Their father, Elon, will speak about his emotional fight to secure their release. The event's happening on the second night of Hanukkah. It will feature a public menorah lighting as well.
We're joined now by Chabad Lubavitch Rabbi Sadia Davidoff of the Chabad of Shoreline. Sadia, thanks for being here today. Really a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you for having me on. It's great to be here.
Tell us about the story of these hostages. What happened?
Well, as I'm sure you know, October 7th came around, and over 1,200 of our brothers and sisters were murdered. Over 250 or so were taken captive. The exact numbers are not in my brain right now, but somewhere around that number. And Maya and Itai were among them that were brutally taken hostage against their own will to the murderous tunnels of Hamas. And they were there for hundreds of days, unfortunately. And the courage that they had to experience and the amount of suffering that they went through is unspeakable, unimaginable suffering. And it was, just for the mere fact that they are Jews, which is absolutely, it's just a reminder that, there's still a lot of work to do to bringing more light into this world to dispel the darkness.
Tell me more about them. I mean, just a beautiful brother and sister. I believe she's 22 and he 18, around that age anyway.
Yeah.
But they survived together. I just can't imagine the horror they went through.
Yeah, I don't exactly know the ins and outs of their personal story. I'm not quite sure whether they were held together the entire time of captivity or whether their captors separated them at times. I don't exactly know the ins and outs.
That you'll learn more. I will learn more. Event.
I'm very excited to go to this event for this. Yeah, absolutely.
So many of our Jewish brothers and sisters have been through so much over the past 3 years. Mm-hmm. Tell me what this sort of event means for the Jewish community, especially as we approach Hanukkah.
So I'm so glad you asked, because it very much ties into the message of Hanukkah. So if I take you back about 2,500 years ago, okay, a pivotal moment in Jewish history happens where a small group, poorly organized group called the Maccabees, they managed to overthrow the Seleucid Greek regime, which was an oppressing Jewish people in ancient Judea from being able to practice their faith and being able to openly express who they are to the public. And they oppressed their way of life, mainly paganism and idol worship as well, to the Jewish population living in ancient Judea at the time. The small and militarily weak Maccabees managed to miraculously push them out of ancient Judea. And one of the things that the Greeks did while they were there is that they defiled the Holy Temple in Jerusalem, and they took the menorah, and they pretty much destroyed every single jug of oil, defiled every jug of oil that was there that was meant to be to kindle the menorah. Finally, the Maccabees, the Jewish people, they came into the temple and they realized that they have no way to light the menorah. So they started to search all over the temple, and they actually found one little jug of oil. That little jug of oil was enough to last one night to be kindled in the Hanukkah menorah. Now, in case I didn't mention what a menorah is a 7-branch candelabra that was traditionally lit in the temple, in the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. And every day it was lit by the high priest. His name was the Kohen Gadol. That was his title in Hebrew. So they come and they found this one jug of oil to light the candelabra, the special candelabra in the main foyer of the temple. And they went and they kindled it. The problem is that in ancient times it took 8 days to bring a new shipment of olive oil. So what happens is another miracle happens. The candles stay lit for 8 days. And a tremendous miracle. They managed to rededicate the temple, and Jewish revival began once again. Jewish survival and the Jewish people once again able to freely live in their land and practice their faith without any fear of oppression. And so that's a miracle, I think, that very much ties into what you're saying here. What this story means to us is that there was a moment of suffering. There was a long moment, we should say, a couple of years of tremendous suffering for the Jewish people, for our brothers and sisters. And I feel like Maya and Itai are like a physical brother and sister of mine. That's how the Jewish people feel about one another.
Rabbi, we live in a very politically charged world right now. How can we and our listeners and viewers help support Jewish friends and neighbors?
It's a great question. There is definitely an overarching message of Hanukkah, which I think stands true for every point of political spectrum, wherever you land on. And that is that the message of Hanukkah is about that a little bit of light dispels a lot of darkness. You see, this was a teaching that our holy Rebbe, the Lubavitcher Rebbe of blessed memory, has taught millions of people throughout his lifetime, is that the power of a little bit of light. When you are in a dark room and you light even a tiny little candle, that candle has the ability to push away a whole ton of darkness.
That brings us to the event. Can you tell us more about the big event at Seattle Center?
Sure. So Maya and Itai will be there. They'll be sharing their story. And I think why their story is very important is because very few people get a true glimpse of what true evil and darkness is like, and how to get delivered from that evil and darkness back to goodness, back to life. It's almost like they got their life back. It's incredible. I think hearing their story is extremely important, especially for the young generation. I want to actually, at this moment, maybe encourage parents who are listening to the show, bring your teenage children to the show. Bring your college-age children. Encourage them to come to watch to hear their story. I think this is ever so important to reset, to recalibrate a little bit, to understand that there is true goodness in this world and there is true evil and darkness in this world. And our job as a society is to fight that darkness, not with sticks and stones, but to fight it with goodness and kindness. And that goodness and kindness will ultimately prevail.
And Rabbi, I was going to ask, and it sounds like you're answering that, if I'm a Christian, if I'm a Muslim, if I have other faith in my life, am I welcome at this event?
Not only you're welcome, you're encouraged to come.
And this is Monday at Seattle Center, correct?
Yes.
All right, Rabbi Sadia Davidov, thank you so much for being here today. We'll have some more information about this over on our website, mynorthwest.com.
Oh, fantastic. I'll go check it out.
6:23 now on Seattle's Morning News. Let's head over to Sully at the traffic desk.
And the heaviest braking we have today is on westbound Highway 2 and westbound 204, trying to get from Highway 9 down to the east end of the trestle. Primary reason for that is because that's really the only westbound way to get out of Snohomish because of all the road closures in and around the historic downtown, in and around the valley there next to Harvey Field. There really aren't many other options with the roads closed like they are. So we're going to see the trestle taking a lot of volume today. Once you get over to I-5, it's not going to be too bad of a drive. There's some brake lights around the Mill Creek interchange, but we're under 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. 522 is also going to take a lot of extra volume. We're backed up to the high school again today to start the day. That's because 203 is closed out of Monroe, and of course Duval is an island. You can't get in and you really can't get out at this point, so that's a problem. Coming up from the south end, you are going to see brake lights through Pacific. That's just the normal stuff. 50 minutes to Renton, and then Renton to Bellevue is about 25. Looking at the Federal Way to Seattle Drive of about 45 minutes now, not terrible. Olympia to Tacoma is still moving along pretty good. So hang in there, guys. And again, keep those texts coming to keep us up to date on the very latest of what's open and what's closed. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
We're going to dry out for today. The rivers are on the way down. 56 our high for today. You might see a few sprinkles in spots, but mainly dry. Partly cloudy tomorrow, some peaks of sunshine and 56. And then Sunday, we're going to start to see more showers. The rain is going to pick up again on Monday. It's 47 in Seattle.
Our reporters are spread across the flood zone right now, from the Skagit to the Puyallup. And for the very latest, stay with KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com throughout the day. And we'll have live reports from James Lynch and Luke Ducey coming up next on Seattle's Morning News.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
An organized home is a happy home and a happy homeowner. John Curley here. Closets by Design made me and my home happy. Experience the quality and backing of a national brand with friendly local Seattle service. From booking the appointment to a free in-home consult to installation day, Closets by Design will leave you wowed and clutter-free. Right now, get up to 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule today.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
A special message from Hartley and Wilcox Family Farms.
This time of year, as we enjoy family,
I think about how life on the farm must have been over 100 years ago. One thing that remains constant is our love of family, the animals, and the land. So as your family gathers, we hope you feel good about cooking and baking with fresh, local Wilcox eggs, just like we've done for the past 100 years. From our family to yours, happy holidays. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
It's always such a pleasure for me to catch up with you, Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. And as I understand it, calendar year is wrapping up. There's never a better time to take care of your aches and pains. Why?
Well, it's always a great time to come see us here at IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. We'll take care of your aches and pains. We'll get you better. But particularly, Brock, at the end of the year, most people have met their deductibles. They may have HSA, may have FSA funds. So use the opportunity to use your insurance to treat those aches and pains so you're not taking them into the new year. So you're healthy, fit, and you're excited about the new year. That's what it's all about. Here at IRG, we are so dedicated to making sure our patients really understand the insurance because it's a complex world. So when you call us, we're going to help you navigate your insurance. But I will tell everybody listening right now, if you've met your deductible, get your aches and pains treated here at IRG. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of your insurance. We'll take care of your family. We'll take care of everybody.
Clinics up and down the Puget Sound for you to go visit or see them online at irgpt.com.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 6:31. We have team coverage this morning of the floods now swamping parts of western Washington.
Entire city blocks in downtown Snohomish are damaged. The Skagit River has shattered its all-time flood record with levees under strain, and another storm is on the way.
This morning, KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is live in Snohomish. Luke Ducey is at the levees in Mount Vernon. Of course, Sully is here watching traffic every 10 minutes, and our forecast from meteorologist Nick Allard, he's tracking what's next.
Let's head to James in Snohomish. James Lynch, how bad is the damage you're seeing this morning?
Well, Charlie, it's still a little bit too early to see what has changed overnight. Most people here in Snohomish are still sleeping right now, but the Snohomish Police Department and their officers have been on the job all night. They say the Snohomish River rose just a bit, but no new serious damage has been reported. There are still concerns this morning, however, about the Avenue D bridge over the Snohomish River. It is the main thoroughfare between the airport and downtown. Police are stationed on either end to keep drivers and pedestrians off of that bridge due to concerns about its integrity. Here's Snohomish Police Sergeant William Trevine.
It's been closed since yesterday noon because DEM and the city was concerned for the structure from all the trees hitting the bridge. We're waiting for them to come back and check the structure of the bridge for us to reopen it again.
So police say this is if you typically use the Avenue D bridge, you will need to choose an alternate route today and plan a little bit more time for your trip to work or to school. Live in Snohomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Now we head to Mount Vernon, where KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has a check on the Skagit River levels.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm standing right here at the seawall of Mount Vernon that protects the city from the Skagit River just on the other side. You know, it's a little ominous. This wall, though, the good news is it's done its job and it continues to do its job, but there's little areas where there are little cracks in the metal where the water kind of spurts through. I mean, the water is literally right there on the other side. And word has gotten out that there's some good news this morning for the Skagit Valley because this parking lot here is pretty packed. People stopping by on their way to work. They want to see for themselves. NOAA has said now that the river's crested. It crested earlier this morning, and it is going down. It is receding. It hit about above 37 feet was the level. It set a record about 3 inches above the last record. You know, I have met over the last couple of days here and on the other side of the river in the historic floodplain, a lot of people. And one thing I've learned, people like Mike, well, they are pretty resilient.
Stressful. You know, you never know what's going to happen. Water's crazy. You know, it can go anywhere. It makes its way. And that's what's scary about it. So, but we've dealt with it before. We deal with it again.
So the good news, the water level is receding again. The river has crested, but officials still have to assess a lot of damage in this area throughout the valley. Up in Concrete and Cedar Woolley, they were heavily damaged as well. Yesterday, here in Mount Vernon, I talked with Governor Ferguson one-on-one. You know, his family actually once had a homestead right here.
So I'm pretty familiar with the Skagit River and what it can do when it floods. You know, when it became very clear yesterday of what we were facing was deep concern, and just to make sure we're doing everything humanly possible to get the word out to the 75,000 Washingtonians who are really going to be impacted.
Yeah, and big concern on the other side of the river now for those levees that are, you know, withstanding the force, especially around these bends in this area, how the Skagit River bends in and around. A lot of force of that water against those so far they're holding, which is another great sign as that water level goes down. A lot of standing water still in areas, but that won't drain until the river recedes much, much more. No word on when the evacuation order here might be lifted. Live in Skagit County, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And when this weather event is over, there's another one right behind it.
Wait till next week. Another atmospheric river dropping. Substantial rain is going to come in.
That's UW meteorologist Cliff Mass talking to the Jason Ranch Show on Seattle Red 770 AM. He says that one should be here Tuesday or Wednesday. He says it won't be as bad as this one, but it will be dangerous, given that the rivers are already high and the soil is already saturated.
Stay with KIRO News Radio. We'll be tracking developments all day on the air and also at mynorthwest.com.
Let's check in with Sully now. We have floods that are blocking so many roads. Where do we start?
Well, I'm going to start and kind of dovetail with what James was saying in the Snohomish area. You really can't even access the Avenue D bridge at this point, except from the north, because you can't go through Airport Way down into Harvey Field, and Highway 9 remains closed between basically Bickford and Lower Larimer through the valley there. So, this when it does this to Snohomish, I mean, this is one of those areas. This doesn't happen often. This happened in 2006. And before that, but this is the real deal there, and that's why we are seeing almost a bumper-to-bumper drive westbound on Highway 2 from Snohomish all the way to, at Highway 9 all the way down over the trestle to I-5, because there's no other way out of Snohomish at this point. So just know that drive on westbound 2 from Highway 9 all the way over to I-5 is going to be about 25-30 minutes slower than normal, so just hang in there. Everyone's trying to get out. You're all in the same boat, so please be patient. Once you get over to I-5, got about a 43 minute trip from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Northbound 167 starting to see a lot more action out of Auburn. You add that to the Pacific slowing, and we're over 50 minutes into Renton. Renton to Bellevue's taking some diversion as well. 25 minutes there. Federal Way to Seattle is under 45, so that's good. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Forecast calls for it to dry out today and tomorrow. That is much needed. Showers start to make a comeback on Sunday, just in time for the Seahawks game. And like Cliff Mass was saying, we expect to have heavier rain on Tuesday into Wednesday. 49 and cloudy right now in Seattle.
It's 6:37. That's time for our opening bell report. A little estate planning now can offer big protection for young families.
Even if you're just starting out, having a basic estate plan helps ensure your wishes are clear and your loved ones are protected. A simple will lets you choose who inherits your assets, and most important for parents, who cares for your children if you're not able to. Take a moment to review beneficiaries on life insurance, retirement accounts, and bank accounts. These designations are easy to update and typically take priority over a will. Affordable life insurance is another smart layer of protection. It offers income support for your family if the unexpected happens. And don't overlook basic documents like power of attorney or a healthcare directive. This is so someone you trust can step in if you can't make decisions for yourself. A few essentials today can provide peace of mind for years to come. For more, check out Bankrate. I'm Stephen Cates.
Senate yesterday failed to advance measures that aimed to alleviate health care costs for the nation. Democrats have been trying to extend the enhanced tax credits under the Affordable Care Act, but failed to reach the 60 votes needed to advance the bill. Here's Nicole Killian with the story.
There are a number of bipartisan proposals that are out there, and some lawmakers want to take a bipartisan approach. There are many moderate Republicans, along with Democrats, who believe that these enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies need to be extended. Otherwise, they fear their constituents could see severe premium spikes.
And senators had rejected a Democratic plan to extend the subsidies for 3 years. They turned down a Republican plan to create health savings accounts that Democrats, including U.S. Senator Patty Murray, say wouldn't be enough to cover costs for most consumers.
You can't afford health coverage? Here's a coupon. Spin the wheel and see if you make it through the year. If you lose, if you get cancer, if you get pregnant, or if you have some sort of medical emergency more expensive than $1,000, you get buried in debt.
If you want insurance under the ACA starting January 1st, you must enroll by Monday.
A well-known Seattle sushi bar is changing hands. Charlie Anthe, co-owner of Moshi Moshi, says he sold the restaurant after nearly 7 years, blaming city policies and rising costs. In a LinkedIn post, Anthe described burnout and hostility towards small business owners, noting the loss of the tip credit raised wages by more than 20%.
Dow Jones is up 100 points right now. That is a fresh record high. S&P 500 is down by 2.5 points, and the NASDAQ has dropped 50.
A word for KIRO 7 News, live starting at 4. It's news that puts you there so you can see for yourself. News that's happening now so you're ready. News that investigates to get you answers. News that's local, because where you live matters. No more, no now. On KIRO 7 News at 4, 5, and 6 p.m.
What's coming up in traffic, Sully?
Well, we're going to keep our eyes pretty well laser focused in and around the Snohomish area and how people are trying to get away and out over to I-5. So we'll break that down for you next.
The opening bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund.
The Northwest's trusted news source.
We're learning that it was two brothers who were fatally shot in Lacey.
KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch has more.
More than 140,000 fentanyl pills and powder were seized.
Experienced voices you trust.
A fierce budget fight is coming down to the wire.
Coverage you can depend on.
King County's $20 billion budget.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
This is Trainer Games.
Watch it on Prime Video starting January 8th.
6:43 now. Chris Sullivan is busy at the traffic desk.
And so far, so good on our freeways. They're taking a lot of extra volume because the people who would normally be on some of their other highways and roads don't have other options because of the freeway, because of the flooding. And one of those spots is definitely folks trying to get out of Lake Stevens and Snohomish. There are very few options for getting out of Snohomish at this point because of all the road closures. Highway 9 remains closed between the roundabout at Bickford all the way down through the valley to Lower Larimer. Airport Road is closed around Harvey Field as well. And so a lot of people, in fact, most people are trying to get out are using westbound 2, and it's backed up from Highway 9 off and on all the way across the trestle. So plan on at least another 25 minutes to your drive as you're trying to get through there. Big time delays on that particular corridor. Once we get through that, the Everett to Seattle, Everett to Bellevue drives are running under 45 minutes, which is pretty decent. Northbound I-5, starting to see some brake lights in Federal Way. All in all, 45 minutes to get you up to Seattle. Valley Freeway has taken a few more people because of all the closures along the east side of the valley there. Give yourself about 22 minutes out of Auburn and about 55 all the way from Puyallup. Renton to Bellevue, 405, also taking a few other customers today who have to make the long way around, so 25 to 30 minutes on the drive. Olympia to Tacoma, no issues for you guys. Lake Bridges are fine. This report brought to you by the Harnish Auto family. 6 dealerships, 1 family. Harnish Auto family year-end super sale. Wrap up the year with huge savings on popular new and pre-owned vehicles. HarnishAutoFamily.com.
KIRO Newsradio, breaking news.
And this just coming into the newsroom, the entire city of Burlington is being told to evacuate the city. Again, Skagit County, they are asking all residents of Burlington to evacuate the city immediately. According to KIRO 7, Gages Slough is flooding into homes. It is causing widespread flooding, only expected to get worse. So everybody in Burlington now being asked to evacuate.
We'll keep you posted on the situation there. Other places, rivers are receding a bit. 56 is our high today. Will be partly cloudy for tomorrow and dry, but then here comes the rain again. Scattered showers by Sunday. Another storm system moves in on Monday. It's 47 in Seattle right now.
646, IMDb just dropped its list of most popular movies of the year, and Katrina has a rundown.
All right, here are the top 5. Jurassic World Rebirth with People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive, Jonathan Bailey. Number 4, the star-studded One Battle After Another. In the 3rd spot, Sinners with Michael B. Jordan playing not 1 but 2 leading roles. Number 2, Scary Movie Weapons. And the movie that took the number 1 spot, I'm going to play a clip. Who can guess this?
Everybody okay? Hey, buddy, eyes up here.
That's one of the 2 movies I saw on this list this year.
I didn't see it. What is it?
You didn't?
I don't know
you
that
can tell
clip.
it?
Superman.
Oh, goodness. I can't believe I haven't seen that yet.
Made more than $600 million worldwide at the box office.
All right. Thank you, Katrina. Coming up, we will be checking in with KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden with your weekend planner. That's next on Seattle's Morning News.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
This is Trainer Games.
Watch it on Prime Video starting January 8th.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
I'm here with Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. And Wes, you were just telling me you think 2026 is going to be a rebound year for the housing market.
That's right. I think we're heading into the best real estate market of the past 4 years. And here's why. If you take a step back and look at the big picture, experts are anticipating a 15% increase in sales volume next year. Interest rates are at near 3-year lows and trending down, and home prices have held near all-time highs. There is a lot of pent-up demand. People have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for their time to jump into the market since 2022, and they need a place to buy.
So, hey, 2026 might be your year. If you're considering selling your home, if you're thinking about moving, but there was something that was just holding you back, now might be a great time. So do this. Go to sellwithwes.com. You can see your home's real value there with Wes's home value calculator. Then schedule an appointment by giving him a call. Sellwithwes.com. Sellwithwes.com. It really just is a better way to sell your home.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
Seattle's morning news. Always live, always connected. Stream, watch, subscribe, and share at mynorthwest.com.
Again, our breaking news headline. All residents of the city of Burlington are being ordered to evacuate the city immediately. They have a breach of the Gages Slough, and the town is expected to be flooded. Again, this is in the city of Burlington, where emergency managers have asked the town to be evacuated immediately. National Guard troops are headed that way to help with the evacuation efforts.
Our Luke Ducey is also headed that way to check out the situation, but we'll hope everyone gets out safely.
It's 6:50 now on Seattle's Morning News. As we begin to dry out in a lot of places, there are weekend plans many of us might want to have, and KIRO Newsradio's Paul Holden has you covered.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
We've hit the halfway point of the holiday season, and the fun is showing no signs of slowing down. There are a couple of free holiday events to check out this weekend, including the Seattle Christmas Boat Parade. Decorated boats will be hitting the water at Fremont Tugboats east of the Aurora Bridge and ends at Morrison's Fuel Dock. You'll have a great view from Gasworks Park of the entire parade, which starts at 7, or you can check out the official onshore viewing party. It's not just a parade, it's also a holiday toy and charity drive for Seattle Children's Hospital. You can drop off toys at Fisheries Supply on North Lake Way. At Freeway Park tonight from 4:30 to 6:30, there's a free holiday party called Twinkle Twinkle. Here you will find free hot cocoa and s'mores, fires to warm up by, seasonal crafts, and an opportunity to donate winter clothes. There will also be carols from the Dickens Carolers to enjoy as you spend a couple hours with friends and family. Luminaries will light the way in Green Lake during Pathway of Lights. Not only will there be thousands of lights, but also free treats to enjoy, live music from local schools and community groups, and if the weather holds, hot air balloons. Near the stages that will be providing the music, you will also find drop-off centers for the food drive for Family Works. Songs celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and even the winter solstice will be part of the set list during Holiday Jingle Jam in Ballard. There will be choirs and soloists, plus plenty of chances to sing along at this family-friendly event. The Holiday Jingle Jam is Saturday at 7:30 at the Center for Spiritual Living in Ballard. In Shoreline, the Shore Lights continue to bring the free family fun near Shoreline City Hall. There are multiple displays of lights and trees that will light up your weekend. There's also food trucks and live music to keep the fun going. Shore Lights runs through January. A new art installation begins in Ballard this weekend at the Vestigial. It's called The Game Show, and according to the event page, it aims to answer a couple of questions. When is a game art? Is art a game? And what can we learn through play? You'll be able to find the answers to those questions as 30 artists have created a variety of pieces that include cards, role-playing, videos, and virtual reality. And that's not all. You can get more details at the event's website. The Seattle Kraken are taking on the Buffalo Sabres on Sunday at 5. Also on Sunday, the Seattle Seahawks continue their quest for the top spot in the AFC West, taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Kickoff from Lumen Field is at 1:25. Also happening on Sunday is the Jingle Bell Run at Gasworks Park on Sunday morning. There's still so much going on during a busy time of year. What's something I missed? Let me know at paulh@KIRORadio.com. Paul Holden, KIRO News Radio.
6:53 now. Chris Sullivan is at the traffic desk.
And keeping my eyes on the freeways because there's way too many flooded roads to mention. Just know that the biggies like Highway 9 that were closed last night through Snohomish still closed. Parts of 203 between Duval, Carnation, Falls City, 202, Falls City, North Bend, that area. SR2 has reopened all the way to Skykomish, but you cannot go east of that. So no getting up and over Stevens at this point. What you're going to see on the freeways, if you're not impacted by, say, a flooded road, is you're going to have a lot more customers, a lot more company out there today because there are very few ways out and around. One of those spots is out of Snohomish. It's pretty much cut off at this point. And so to get over to I-5 or to places further north or south, everyone's on westbound 2, and it's backed up from Highway 9 all the way to the east end of the trestle. You've got at least a 20-minute delay minimum through that area. Once you get over to I-5, we're under 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Friday light there, so that's certainly a positive. Northbound I-5 is starting to see some braking past 272nd. We might have a crash in that general area. Haven't found it yet, but 45 minutes to Seattle is okay. We're just under an hour now from Puyallup to Renton. Really slow through Auburn today with a lot of people trying to find different ways in and around because of flooded roads. Taking the long way, and then Renton to Bellevue is at about 30 minutes at this point. Lake bridges are still good. Olympia to Tacoma is fine. Tiger Mountain is open today, and 16 back and forth between Port Orchard and Tacoma looks okay as well. This report brought to you by Closets by Design, custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. ClosetsByDesign.com, or you can always call them 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Our forecast, we're going to be mostly dry for the next couple of days. 56-hour high today. You might see some light rain in spots this morning. For tomorrow, again, 56. Scattered showers will pick up on Sunday, and then here comes another storm system for the first part of next week. It's 47 in Seattle right now.
We continue our team coverage in the next hour of how this atmospheric river is impacting areas all across the state. We are sending our Luke Ducey right now to Burlington, where all residents are being asked to evacuate the city, and James Lynch is in Snohomish.
We'll also get some national perspective on the flooding from a News Nation meteorologist coming up at 7:15. This is Seattle's Morning News.
Brent Wilcox of Wilcox Family Farms.
Family. That's what this time of year is all about, and has been for generations. Over the past 100 years, many of you have invited Wilcox Family Farms to your table. And for this, we're thankful. You're the reason that my family continues to take great care of the land, as well as the hens that provide us with the freshest, best tasting organic eggs on any table. From Wilcox Family Farms, happy holidays.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to the Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, they just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me, I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
For seniors, the holidays can be fun family time, but can also be a stressful time if you're struggling with bills. Our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says a reverse mortgage may be the holiday gift you're looking for.
Many seniors love their home but are struggling with mortgage payments and other bills. A reverse mortgage lets you tap your home equity for tax-free cash. You can pay off your debts and maybe put some extra money in the bank for peace of mind. You've worked hard for that home equity. Now let it work for you. And best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. You'll get a no-pressure consultation directly from me or a highly experienced senior advisor. Never a sales pitch and never, ever an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts, Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts, and debt consolidation specialists, too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
That's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchy's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member. You get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchy's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchy.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Take your business to the next level in 2025 with help from WaFd Bank. WaFd Bank's business accounts and cash flow tools get you paid in hours, not weeks, so you can grow your business and meet your goals. You need a best bank. Visit WaFdBank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by CVS Health.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We begin in Baltimore with a key figure in the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. Supporters cheered for Kilmar Garcia Abrego as he showed up for an appointment at an ICE office hours after a federal judge ordered him freed from federal custody, calling his long detention troubling and without lawful authority. Abrego Garcia spoke to the crowd through an interpreter.
I stand here today with my head held up high, and I will continue to fight and stand firm against all of the injustices this government has done upon me.
Minutes later, a federal judge ruled officials could not detain him again. Heavy rainfall has pushed rivers to record flood levels north of Seattle. More than 100,000 people have now been forced from their homes. Correspondent Carter Evans is in Mount Vernon.
Across western Washington, rivers rising to historic levels left people stranded on their roofs near the Canadian border. The Coast Guard flew in by helicopter to rescue them. At 10 feet above flood stage, the town of Hamilton was inundated with water nearly reaching rooftops. More than a dozen rivers overflowing their banks have trapped residents in their homes, submerged vehicles, and forced road closure.
President Trump has signed an executive order putting the federal government in charge of crafting rules to regulate artificial intelligence.
Some states have already passed their own AI laws. The president says that patchwork of rules may turn off companies looking to invest in AI in the U.S.
If they had to get 50 different approvals from 50 different states, you can forget it.
David Sachs, who chairs the president's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology, says the administration will not challenge state laws regarding kids' safety and AI.
But we're going to push back on the most onerous examples of state regulations.
Some lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say the president's order infringes on states' rights. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
A measles outbreak is growing in the South. CBS's Jim Krasula.
More than 250 people, including students from 9 schools in the Spartanburg area of the upstate of South Carolina, are in quarantine because of a growing measles outbreak. A state health official says there's no signs the outbreak is slowing because of the area's, quote, lower than hoped for vaccination coverage.
Longtime leader of the Black Lives Matter movement in Oklahoma City has been indicted for fraud and money laundering. 52-year-old Sherry Dickerson posted a video to social media.
I don't even get it myself, but we gonna be all right, right? I'm okay.
Dickerson's accused of embezzling more than $3 million of the group's money to vacation in the Caribbean and purchase 6 properties in Oklahoma City. This is CBS News.
Through trusted relationships and national reach, CVS Health is uniquely positioned to simplify care. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
7:03, the entire city of Burlington being told to evacuate this morning because of flooding. We'll have details on that after we check in with Chris Sullivan.
And I'm trying to focus on some of the major roads out there that are closed at this point. I'm keeping a close eye in the Snohomish area, city of Snohomish, that is, because SR9 remains closed between Bickford down to Lower Larimer. 203 has off and on closures from Monroe through Duval, Carnation, down to Falls City. 202 closed between Falls City and North Bend. Now, positive news, SR2 did open eastbound all the way up to Skykomish, but you cannot go any further east of that. Can't go over Stevens Pass at this point. Now back to Snohomish. Because of all the closures in and around that area, there really is only one way out, and that's using SR2 to get over to the trestle and then over to I-5. And it is bumper to bumper from Highway 9 all the way over. Plan on at least an extra 20 minutes on that trip today. The rest of the map, Friday light within reason. 44 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, about 45 from Federal Way to Seattle. So a little bit more company on the SR 167 corridor. An hour drive for you guys up to Renton. Renton to Bellevue's about a half an hour, and also a few more customers on 522 out of Monroe. We are backed up well before the high school. This report brought to you by Closets by Design, custom storage solutions for more closets, garages, offices, and more. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call them 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
KIRO Newsradio. Breaking news.
Breaking this morning from Skagit County, the Skagit River has broken its all-time flood record, and this morning the levees are under enormous pressure. In Burlington, the Gages Slough is rising rapidly.
We have team coverage of a flood emergency now spanning multiple counties, with entire blocks of historic downtown Snohomish swamped, roads closed across the region.
Luke Ducey is live in the city of Burlington. The entire city has been told to evacuate, and meanwhile we have James Lynch in Snohomish. Chris Sullivan is at the traffic desk, and meteorologist Nick Allard is warning of yet another storm ahead.
Let's get right to Luke now. What are you seeing there in Burlington, Luke?
Hey, good morning. Yeah, I'm right here in Burlington at the water's edge of the Gages Slough. I mean, right where the slough runs through one of the roads here. I don't know what's causing this flooding, but it certainly is. The water level is rising. There are already barricades on a lot of roads in this area. The Skagit River just not too far from here, but it's obvious that this is relieving pressure from the Skagit. Don't know if there's a levee in that place or not. I'm here with one of the people who live right here, Nick. Nick, tell me again, when did you first see this? And tell me about the river is just right over here. And do you think it could be a levee or something like that breaking?
I just saw in Skagit breaking that they shut down Rio Vista and part of Fairhaven. And so I came down here and checked it out, and it's coming off of Gages Slough, which wraps around over by Home Depot. And so I think it's kind of sweeping around and just overfilling.
But you're seeing this, you've seen this over the, how many minutes that you've seen it rise?
Oh, it looks like it's raised a couple feet in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, so this is dangerous. You know the neighbors around here, and have you heard of any kind of evacuations going on?
Just on Facebook, and I mean, they've posted stuff and told everybody to leave Skagit County the last couple of days, I guess. So.
Yeah, but what about this morning, as far as this is concerned? Did you get anything like that, any kind of alert?
I live on the hill. I just have a couple businesses down here, so I wanted to come and check to see what was going on, make sure if I need to do any more sandbagging at the restaurants.
Yeah, to see how high it's going to rise. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, so
this might be a good thing. Might be relieving a bunch of pressure from wherever. Hopefully.
Yeah, Skagit River. You know, the Skagit River has been receding. It crested earlier this morning. We've been reporting all morning, and now here we are. So we're keeping an eye on this. I know I just got an alert on my phone, activated just moments ago, saying, you know, you got to evacuate. This is an emergency, et cetera. I see crews around, but you know, neighbors are kind of out here looking and watching like we are. I mean, that's the latest. Certainly, this is where we're going to stay for the rest of the morning. We'll keep you updated as we go.
All right. We have the mayor of Burlington, Bill Aslett, just speaking with KIRO 7 TV.
Well, it's a follow-up evacuation order. We sent one out on Wednesday evening, and not everybody left, so we had more water coming into town through Gages Slough, and it's caused a little bit of flooding on actually a number of homes and starting to block some streets. So we're just trying to make sure everybody that wants to get out can get out as quickly as possible.
And again, the entire city of Burlington has been told to evacuate this morning. And now we're going to head to KIRO News Radio's James Lynch. He joins us from Snohomish.
Manda, the Snohomish River here in Snohomish currently sits slightly below the 34-foot mark. That is a record, and it has remained steady for at least the last 12 hours, according to the USGS. Even under the cover of darkness, the river can be seen running high and fast with tons of debris floating downstream. Callie Cross stopped at the river's edge before going into work this morning. She's still amazed by what's happening here.
I've only lived here for a little over a decade, and I've never seen anything like this before. It's scary. I mean, looking at the river right now, it just looks so powerful.
So as you set out this morning, several roads here are still closed. That includes the Avenue D bridge. The First Street is also closed near the Public Works Department, which, by the way, is completely submerged. And Highway 9 is also closed in one section. So plan ahead for your morning commute this morning, and also be sure to listen to Sully. He will have all you need to know. Live in Snohomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
First responders in Pierce County rescued 80 people from a flooded Bowman Hilton RV park in Puyallup. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson.
We're told up to 100 people live in this community, and the water just came pretty quickly. Around 3 or 4 911 calls came in. First responders came out with their swiftwater rescue team in order to get these people to safety.
This is my first time that I've ever seen something like this. I was raised in California, and then I'm here in Washington, and as soon as I got here, the water's no joke.
No joke indeed, especially in situations like this where just dozens of homes inundated with water.
We continue our team coverage with KIRO News Radio's Corwin Hake, who was in Puyallup yesterday, where an apartment complex right in the heart of downtown Puyallup was evacuated.
By 4 p.m., just about everyone who lives at the crossroads at Meridian Apartments had already obeyed a Level 3 evacuation order. But Joshua and Clayton, who work nights, only lately got the word. With their complex surrounded by muddy brown water, they rolled up their pants, grabbed the cat, and bailed out.
We got the cat, we got the PlayStation up, we got the computer up. I'm just worried that our furniture and stuff might be kind of washed away.
Nearby, the Puyallup River has turned into a downtown attraction, with pedestrians strolling under the North Meridian Bridge, marveling at the sheer spectacle. In Puyallup, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle's longest-running radio news show. Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Good morning. It is 7:11. We've made it to Friday. It's December 12th. Hoping everyone across the state is in a safe place this morning. And again, everyone in Burlington is being told to get out. And we urge you to take that seriously.
You are listening to Seattle's Morning News with Manda Factor and Charlie Harger. Chris Sullivan is staying very busy at the traffic desk today. Producer David Burbank is monitoring all the stories coming into the newsroom. Katrina Gishard is at the news desk following those big stories. And Nick Kresha is at the control room board.
Coming up on this hour of the show, of course, we continue our coverage with reporters all over the Northwest. We're also going to get some national perspective on the flooding here. News Nation meteorologist Max Saparis will join the show with what he sees from these storm systems.
And why don't we get some local coverage now? Let's check in with meteorologist Nick Allard from KIRO 7 TV. He's brought to us by State Roofing and Exteriors. Nick, this is something that cannot be taken lightly.
You know, that's exactly why, and I actually just checked with the National Weather Service a few minutes ago. I was just messaging with the head forecaster there, exactly why they have had, or it has had, the flash flood watch for that area. And, you know, the slough there is right up against the Skagit River, which hit a historic level this morning. And it goes right across at Sterling, across Highway 20. There are multiple places on Highway 20 where there's some water there, but the slough and the Skagit River are virtually connected. And all that water made it into Burlington, and that is scary. And that's why they had to do that evacuation. But I will say that is why they've also had that flash flood watch there for a couple of days. We've talked a lot about that. So if you do hear the evacuation signs, you need to follow it and do what it says, because it could be very, very dangerous. Flash flooding is nothing to mess around with. The good thing is the Skagit did crest hours ago now, and it will slowly work its way down. So that is going to pull back. Just like every other area river has crested, we're going to start to see things go down. Most area rivers are on the way down, but still not there fully yet. And it is just Could be a really dangerous mess. The good thing is that we are dry, besides maybe a little bit of mist and drizzle. That's all I really see. And then we'll go with some fog that will slowly lift, and we'll get a little bit of sunshine this afternoon. Sun breaks at least. Tomorrow, more sunshine. Both days mainly dry. Then some showers Sunday, especially in the morning. Not a lot during the day, but Monday, another atmospheric river's coming in, and we got to watch that one closely. I do think it will cause some more flooding. Not, though, on the order of what we just had, thankfully.
Thank you. It is 49 and cloudy right now in Seattle. 7:13. Let's check in with Sully at the traffic desk.
And we are seeing a lot of heavy traffic on the freeways that wouldn't normally be there because people are trying to find their ways around with their neighborhood or highways flooded, and there are still way too many to mention, but there are some biggies that are causing significant problems, especially in and around the city of Snohomish. Basically, the city's cut off. You can get east out of Snohomish, through Monroe, all the way to Skykomish on SR2, but you really can't get west because of the closures of Highway 9 and of, the Snohomish Road there right next to the river, Lowell's Snohomish, and you really can't get through the valley either. So everyone's on Highway 2, and it's bumper to bumper all the way from Highway 9 down to the east end of the trestle before it clears out. At least a 20-minute delay for you guys. Getting reports from my drivers in Monroe that 522 is backed up well before the high school, past the prison as well, and getting into downtown, which is very unusual because you really can't go south on 203 very far out of Monroe, and again, it's closed into Duval, so not good options there. Once you get over to I-5, you've got about a 45-minute trip from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, which is manageable. 45 to 50 now from Federal Way to Seattle. About an hour from Puyallup to Renton. There's a lot of braking through Auburn today. A lot of people trying to use that freeway to just kind of stay on something they know is stable. Then Renton to Bellevue is under a half an hour. The lake bridges are okay. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
7:15 now. A new promo is out for HBO's hit medical drama, The Pit. And we learn more from KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gishard.
All right. Fans can expect the show to return for season 2 on January 8th.
1, 2, 3.
Tier 1 trauma, ETA, 6 minutes.
And so it begins.
And earlier this week, the show got a couple of Golden Globe nominations. Noah Wyle got one for Best Performance by a Male Actor in a Drama Series, and the show itself also was nominated.
Okay, thank you, Katrina. A lot of people like that show. It's 7:16.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Well, the flooding of the Skagit and Snohomish rivers in our state had historic levels, pushing more than 100,000 people from their homes across Washington. Looks like we have a brief reprieve from the atmospheric river, but it's coming back. And also, we're following the breaking news. Luke Ducey this morning in Burlington, where the entire city is being told to evacuate.
Let's get some analysis now from News Nation meteorologist Max Aparis. Good morning, Max. I know you have been following this atmospheric river and these systems. What are the days and weeks ahead looking like in terms of busy weather for the Northwest?
Good morning. Well, as you mentioned earlier, we do get a nice break this weekend, but only temporary. By Sunday and especially Monday, we really ramp up the rain coverage again. And I've been looking at the atmospheric river level forecast. Think of these kind of like as the categories of like a hurricane. The higher the number, the stronger the storm system. And we're back to an atmospheric river level 4 for much of the coastal Washington region through Monday, Tuesday next week. And then I think that fire hose of moisture starts to meander farther south. So it'll turn into Oregon's problem, even into Northern California as we get later into the work week, heading towards Christmas time. So this atmospheric river setup isn't going anywhere, but again, it's just going to be who gets the focus of that very heavy rainfall. So we get the river levels to hopefully back off with the drier, sunnier setup later today into tomorrow, and then Sunday, clouds return, some scattered showers with heavy rounds of rain back in the forecast on Monday specifically. And I've been looking at the latest totals. Could still be another 5 to 10 inches possible, more isolated in nature versus this widespread foot or 20 inches we've seen in parts of the Olympic and Cascade Mountains. So again, it won't be as extreme of totals because I do think, unlike this week where it was on and off pretty much since this past Sunday, it is going to be more confined to just a couple of days next week. The takeaway message is we could still see those rivers rise again. And so if you know you are in that flood-prone region, of course, heeding those evacuation orders when they're given, or even as precaution, getting out before those orders are even issued, could definitely be a good idea for folks living around there.
Max, when you say level 4, what does that mean? Is 5 the worst?
Yeah, no, thanks for following up on that. Yeah, 5 is the worst level. 1 is the weakest level. And so this week's level was also up to an AR4, an atmospheric river level 4. But I think the saving grace again next week is it's not going to be as intense because it's not going to be as long-lived as the conditions we've had this week. I was looking at some of the rain totals across parts of the Olympic, Cascade Mountains, isolated areas getting 15 to 20 inches. And, of course, all that flows downhill. You got that landslide threat that's, of course, closing major highways out there. And, of course, you have the river levels that are going past their historic record peaks by several feet. And that's why folks that maybe have not had to evacuate before that live near these waterways are having to do so this time. The unfortunate part of the situation is, of course, we need the rainfall. We want to break out some of these drought setups that we've had for the past several months, and we likely will. However, it's too much rain all at once and too warm as well. Where, in fact, we're experiencing record temperatures much of this week, much of the western United States experiencing record high temps. And the reason why that's aiding in the rainfall to be even worse is because if it was colder, we'd be talking about the foothills and above getting in on mostly snow. And, of course, that would stay locked in. That would definitely be good, not just for our skiers, but also to hold that water into next spring before, again, it flowed downhill. That's not happening. It is just all liquid rain for the most part, with the exception being the far peaks. That's where we're getting the snowfall. But elsewhere, again, that just races downhill, turns into this historic flooding event that's unfolding over these past several days. And, again, reaching its peak yesterday. Bit of a break today, tomorrow should help us out, but only temporary.
We're speaking with News Nation meteorologist Max Paris. Max, this term, atmospheric river, it seems like it kind of entered the lexicon just a few years ago to describe what's happening. When did people start using this in the meteorology field? When did you start hearing it among your colleagues?
So the atmospheric river has always been a term used in the meteorological field, just like polar vortex too, right? We've heard that term, or heat dome. These are all phrases that we've been using in the meteorological field for decades, since the terms have been around. But you get these sound bites from these scientists that get picked up by media sources, and then they really take off, and then they kind of become household terms. So the atmospheric river, you're right, has kind of been a term that's been developed a while back, but now just getting picked up by the public, and their understanding is now coming with that too. And that's great. I love when the public can know some of these phrases to know when things are getting serious. But the atmospheric river levels, though, I think that's only been around past couple of years, which is great because, again, it gives a better idea of, again, who's getting targeted with the highest coverage and the most intense rainfall, causing for that significant flood threat. And, again, level 4 out of 5 here, pretty intense. And, again, what an atmospheric river actually is the jet stream, which are those fast-moving winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere, steer storm systems and steer moisture content. So as it swoops over the Pacific, it's picking up all this moisture from the Philippines, the equatorial Pacific region, and transporting it thousands of miles all the way across the ocean, slamming it all into wherever it decides to line up, wherever the jet stream is right on top of. And then when it hits the mountains perpendicularly, so at that 90-degree angle, as it has been all this week, just coming in from the due west, moving due east right into the foothills and the mountains, as that air moves up the mountainside, it gets wrung out. It wrings out all that moisture and pours down, and that's why you have the highest totals in the higher elevations of the mountains. Meanwhile, Seattle, Portland, we've only seen about 3 to 4 inches over this entire past week, and that's why you've seen those higher rain totals, 15, 20 inches or so in the mountains, because, again, it can really just kick that water cycle into high gear and cause those clouds to really be wrung out and cause for those heavy downpours that we've been seeing much of this week. You might have also heard the term Pineapple Express. That's another specific type of an atmospheric river that's just targeted from Hawaii. And so that's what we're going to be having next week. Next week's atmospheric river is going to be coming pretty much from over Hawaii into our area and then moving down the Pacific coastline farther southward as we head later in the work week. So if you hear these terms, atmospheric river or Pineapple Express, they're pretty much interchangeable, just depending where that moisture source is coming from. But again, tropical moisture all the way into the Pacific Northwest, And that is a recipe for disaster as we're seeing right now.
All right, Max, thanks for making us smarter this morning. News Nation meteorologist Max Paris, we appreciate you, and we'll enjoy the nice 2 days we have of a break.
Even for sure. We need to check the roads right now. Chris Sullivan is staying busy on what should be a Friday light.
Yeah, and I definitely am very thankful for all the people that are texting in and letting us know what you're seeing in your really hyper-local area, because it helps kind of explain what we're seeing across the board. And for the 425, thank you for letting me know. It's closer to 35 minutes worth of a delay to get from Snohomish on SR2 right at SR9 all the way to I-5. That's normally a 15-minute trip. It's taking 45 plus now, so those on-the-ground kind of situations can really help me dial things in, because most of my travel times now are really not all that accurate. I'm doing my best, but because of what's closed and what's not. So, again, keep those coming. Have voice to text, have your pastor text us. That helps us spread the word. But if you're trying to get out of Snohomish, SR2 is really your only option, and it's about a 5-mile backup from before SR9 all the way over to I-5. Once you get to I-5, it's going to be okay. 45 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Also want to thank my drivers coming out of Monroe. 522 is backed up into downtown. I mean, we're talking well before the prison. And that's causing, we're a major slowdown across the Snohomish River. A lot of people there because you can't go south out of Monroe really very far, because 203 is closed into and through Duval. Coming the other direction, Olympia to Tacoma is not too bad. We might have a stall near 512, but I'm not seeing a lot of action there. Then Federal Way to Seattle's about 50 minutes, maybe a little under, depending on how you hit the volume past the West Seattle Bridge. Half an hour on the Renton to Bellevue. Behind that, a lot more action out of Auburn than you might expect on this Friday. We've got about an hour drive now to go from Puyallup up into Renton. Good news is I-90 is open now, both directions. So is Tiger Mountain. So you have a few more options in places than you did yesterday. And, of course, you have a fewer options in some places too. It's a moving target today. Hang in there. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube. Click subscribe and get fresh video content daily.
Again, a couple of mostly dry days. We'll be in the mid-50s for today and tomorrow, and then Sunday, here come the showers again. That big system moves in on Monday. It'll be with us for the first part of next week. It's 48 in Seattle right now.
Coming up, Luke Ducey joins us live from the city of Burlington, where the entire city is now under evacuation orders from the flood. And in the 735 commentary, a small light that refuses to go out. I'll explain coming up on Seattle's Morning News.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO Newsradio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Holiday shopping got you stressed? The Mariners have you covered. Grab a season ticket membership for the super fan in your life, and they can lock in the best seats and benefits like guaranteed postseason access. Or mix and match with single game tickets for everyone on your list, from opening day on March 26th to must-see matchups against the Yankees, Phillies, and more. This holiday season, make Mariners.com your one-stop shopping destination.
Oh, he makes the catch! What a snag by Julio Rodriguez!
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home, thanks to the VA Home Loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education, and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Cold is leaking and rats are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
AAA asked me if I would change my name from Sir Mix-a-Lot to Sir Mix-a-Lot. I said, why would I do that? They said, you're more than just a rapper. You're a car collector. You're a businessman. You're an inventor. Just like AAA is more than just towing. They have awesome travel advisors and insurance agents. And they got 3 A's in their name. Maybe I should change my name. Give me 3 A's. Mix A, mix A. When I say mix, give me 3 A's. Mix A.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
It's a cold winter night and your furnace dies. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, upgrade now to a Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system from Home Comfort Alliance and stay warm. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 7:31. Breaking news from Skagit County. The Skagit River has broken its all-time flood record, and this morning the levees are under enormous pressure. The levees are holding in Mount Vernon, but next door in Burlington, the Gauges Slough is rising rapidly.
We have team coverage of a flood emergency now spanning multiple counties, with entire blocks of historic downtown Snohomish swamped and roads closed across the region.
Our Luke Ducey is live in the city of Burlington this morning, where the entire city has been told to evacuate.
Luke, what are you seeing right now?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm looking at is just, a couple streets block to block, and I see water up to houses. So it looks like a little bit, it's receding a little bit as I see a watermark on a house on a first level here, like in their garage and basement area. So, but here's what's going on. This is flooding from the Gauges Slough. The slough connects to the Skagit River, kind of to the northeast of the city here of Burlington, and then it corkscrews through Burlington. And this is not anything that anyone expected. I see a lot of homes here. I was just talking with someone, Nick, if you were listening about a half an hour ago, when we first arrived on scene, we got him live on the air. It was kind of chaotic because no one knew what was going on. A little dark out here, and the water was rising everywhere, and there are a bunch of crews with flashing lights going around. Every now and then you see a sheriff's deputy with the lights on. Anyways, he was explaining to me that he saw this water rising very, very quickly, and they weren't expecting this at all. I mean, they didn't know this was coming, and it was a shock to a lot of residents, especially like Ricky.
This is the last thing I expected. But the storm drains can't keep up. It's just shooting out like a fire hose. The sewer system can't keep up with it. And the water, when I got this morning, it was just shooting out of the storm drains.
Yeah, so the slough just can't keep up with this. And now the sad part, I mean, and this is not just Ricky, but it's a lot of people, but listen to the damage.
When I left, there was 2.5 feet of water throughout the entire place. So it's shot. All the furniture's ruined, flooring, appliances, cabinets, you name it. There's at least 2.5 feet inside.
I had talked with about half a dozen people right here, and they had all gone to work, and then they got these alerts just like I did on my phone, and they came racing back home and said, no, I'm not going to work. I'm going home to see what's going on. One resident explained that it could be this. It could be that the tide is rising the Puget Sound this morning. They expect another tide rise at about 10 a.m. this morning, and it may be pushing things back. I mean, we were reporting this morning the Skagit River is receding, which it is, but this slough, again, that corkscrews through the city, it can't maybe handle the load, and it's just flooded street to street to street right now. I mean, that's the latest. We'll keep you updated throughout the morning, but bad news for so many folks that are getting flooded out here. Back to you.
Thanks for the update, Luke. Let's head to KIRO News Radio's James Lynch in Snohomish. What are you seeing, James?
Manda, daylight has returned to the city of Snohomish, and we're getting our first look at the river, which continues running hard and fast at record levels with lots of debris. The good news is it doesn't appear to have risen at all overnight based on my visual inspection. I'm in the neighborhood along Lincoln Avenue where 4 houses and several cars are still underwater. This is the same neighborhood where a family of 3 and 2 dogs had to be rescued by boat a couple of nights ago. I can tell you the water level has remained steady here. The hope is it will begin to recede later today or tomorrow. In the meantime, neighbors like Callie Cross are thankful and hopeful for their community.
I hope that the casualties are minimal. I hope the animals are okay and that there's a lot of community support to help people get back on their feet.
Now, Snohomish police are still stationed at high water points where it's reached over the road and at say, for instance, the Avenue D bridge that has been closed since about noon yesterday. First, because of water on the airport side of the bridge. Now, because so much debris has hit that bridge that they want inspectors to come out to check on its integrity, make sure that it is still safe for motorists and pedestrians. Live in Snohomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Now, live check on traffic. Here's Chris Sullivan.
And I'm just getting first light from my cameras just south of where James is in Snohomish. And we have a sizable amount of water still covering all of Highway 9 between Marsh Road and Lower Larimer. So if for those of you familiar maybe with the driving range up there or a couple of the farms there at the airport is the kind of north of this area, and Marsh Road is what you take to get into the airport. Going all the way south is basically covered in water. So that's going to remain closed for a while. We're closed from Lower Larimer all the way up to the roundabout at Bickford, which means there's really only one way to get west out of town, and that's to use Highway 2 over across the trestle. And it's backed up before Highway 9 now all the way over to I-5. That's a 5-mile backup, and we have about a 35-minute delay. It's going to take you 50 minutes to make that trip from Snohomish to I-5. It's normally about 15. Also, in that same general area, because of the closures along 204 on the east side down through Duval and Carnation, a lot more people are on 522, and it's got about a 5-mile backup from downtown Monroe all the way across the Snohomish River. We're also starting to see a lot more normals traffic around the county line on both 5 and 405. Give yourself about 45 plus from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Close to 50 Federal Way to Seattle, well over an hour from Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue's hanging in there at about a half an hour. The lake bridges are fine. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Our forecast, well, we have flood watches, flood warnings, now a dense fog advisory as well. But for the most part, it's going to be calm today. Should be light rain, if at all, this morning. 56 our high. Tomorrow, partly cloudy. And then here comes the rain again starting Sunday. It's 48 in Seattle right now.
News matters. Experience counts. You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Time for the 7:35 commentary. We had a rabbi on the show this morning talking about Hanukkah and the story of the menorah. How the Maccabees reclaimed the temple but found only enough oil to light the menorah for one day. It lasted 8. It was a small light that refused to go out. He brought up the symbolism that we can all be the light in a dark world. And I can't help but think of all the people right now who are being exactly that during what has been a very dark week for many. In Skagit County, as rivers started to swell, emergency managers put out a call. Simple ask. If you can use a shovel, we could use you. They needed volunteers to fill sandbags. Dozens and dozens showed up. The same scene in Ferndale. It happened across Skagit and Whatcom counties, all across western Washington. Their own homes are safe. They could have stayed dry, stayed comfortable, watched the news from their couches. Instead, they grabbed shovels and started filling bags because their neighbors needed help, because their communities needed to be protected. And then there are the search and rescue crews, men and women in hip waders, rowing and walking their boats through river water filled with debris and sewage, trying to reach people trapped. Rescue crews rappelling out of helicopters next to power lines, swooping down to pull people from cars stuck in the middle of a swollen river. These people are the light in a dark world. And maybe you can be that light today. Doesn't have to be dramatic, doesn't have to make the news. Hold the door for someone whose arms are full of packages. Let that car merge in traffic in front of you. Return someone's abandoned shopping cart to the front of the store. Small acts, unnoticed by most, but that's how it works, right? Enough small lights, and suddenly the darkness doesn't stand a chance. In this holiday season, in this time of bringing light into the darkness, we have people all around us doing just that. Some of them rappelling out of helicopters, some of them filling sandbags until their backs ache. Some of them are just being decent to strangers in small ways that all add up. Like the rabbi said, we can all be the light. Maybe the lesson of the menorah isn't just about one miracle thousands of years ago. Maybe it's a reminder that we get to choose every single day whether we add to the darkness or push against it. A small light that refuses to go out. Turns out, we saw a lot of those lights this week. And that's the commentary for December 12, 2025. You can always weigh in. Shoot us a note on the text line, 888-973-5476, and you can always leave a comment at mynorthwest.com.
It's 7:40. Sully, you have your hands full this morning. What's coming up?
Well, we're going to look at the freeways, which are taking some extra volume, but really the biggest issue is getting out of Snohomish. We'll tell you about it coming up next.
What's your holiday tradition? For me, it's gathering with loved ones, sharing stories, laughter, and a meal that brings everyone together. It's a moment of joy, connection, and comfort. It's G. Scott here. For too many families in our community, this tradition is slipping away. Rising costs, tough times, and uncertainty means some neighbors won't have the same chance to enjoy a holiday meal. That's where we can make a difference. When you shop at Safeway, please consider donating to Nourishing Neighbors. This program provides grocery cards to families across Washington, distributed through food pantries, schools, and community centers, so people can shop with dignity and choose the foods that make their holidays special. It's not just about food. It's about restoring hope, pride, and the ability to celebrate. Your donation helps ensure every neighbor has a place at the table this season. So next time you're at Safeway, take a moment to give. Visit nourishingneighbors.com to learn more. That's nourishingneighbors.com. Together, we can nourish everyone and make sure no one is left out this holiday season.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Hi, this is Keith Dashafi, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. If your home is bracing for cold drafts, frosty glass, or that one window that just won't open, it might be time for an upgrade. Right now, treat your home with 40% off qualifying installs or 24 months of 0% interest with equal payments. It's the gift your house actually wants, because it definitely didn't ask for another inflatable snowman. With premium products, expert installation, and local service that feels like family, we'll get your home holiday ready. Visit PellaPNW.com today.
Hey, it's Brock Heward. My family did it, and it saved us thousands. You got to do it. Take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It's free. See how much First Mark can save you and how much better coverage you can get. They work for you. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
Sully is at the traffic desk at 7:43.
And we continue to see the volumes building across our freeways in the usual places. It is not Friday light by any stretch. It is lighter than a Thursday or a Wednesday, but just not Friday light. The biggest issue in our, kind of around the freeways is for all of you trapped trying to get out of Snohomish. Because of the road closures that we have in and around the city of Snohomish, there really is only one way to get over to I-5, and that is to use Highway 2 at this point. And it's backed up bumper to bumper from before SR9 there in Snohomish, and really about 5 miles, 5.5, all the way over to I-5. My drivers are saying that 15-minute trip is taking them closer to 50. So that's about a 35 minute delay. And from what I'm looking at, it's going to be a while before they are able to reopen SR9 through the valley there, getting down to Lower Larimer. There's still a ton of water all over that highway in both directions. 522 also taking a ton of diversion from the folks who'd normally be on 203 heading out of Monroe. We've got a backup that begins well before the prison and the high school, going all the way down across the river. Now, we're looking at brake lights away from Linwood, but they're not as bad on I-5 as they could be. 45 minutes from Everett to Seattle, about 50 from Everett to Bellevue now, really heavy through Canyon Park. Lake bridges are good. Federal Way to Seattle's running under 50, so that's positive. About an hour and 5 from Puyallup to Renton. There's a lot more action out of Auburn than I'd like to see, but again, with so many things closed over to the east, that's to be expected with people working their way through. Renton to Bellevue, though, not too bad. Only 30 minutes, maybe even a little under. Olympia to Tacoma is nice and easy. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
Our forecast, the rain's taking a break for a couple of days. You might see some light rain this morning, otherwise just a mostly cloudy day, 56. Tomorrow looks pretty much the same. You might see a few peaks of sunshine tomorrow, and then scattered showers on Sunday. Another storm system moves in for Monday and Tuesday. Highs on Monday in the upper 50s. Right now it's 48 in Seattle.
Another update on that raccoon who tore through a Virginia liquor store. We need the story. Here's Katrina with the update.
All right, I'm back. It turns out the raccoon was not a first-time offender.
They tried to make me go to rehab. I said no.
So we're getting to play that song after all, Amanda. Animal Protection Officer Samantha Martin, who responded to the scene, says this was the raccoon's third incident.
He was in the karate studio. I think he got into DMV, ate some of their snacks.
And she suspects the raccoon could be back for more fun and games.
He didn't do anything wrong. He was just having a good time.
So stay tuned, I suppose, for another update on this very troubled raccoon.
Does Virginia not have a 3 strikes you're out law? This raccoon should go to prison for life.
Ooh, intense. Okay.
Wow.
Katrina, stand
hey,
by.
Raccoon, come to Washington. You'll be fine.
What's coming up in your parenting segment?
Imagine a world without kids having access to a smartphone.
Oh, that sounds fabulous.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. you will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can clear that drain.
That's what the last guy said.
We'll clear it, guaranteed.
He said that too.
Apollo Plumbing will clear your drain, or it's free.
Wait, what?
Apollo Plumbing clears your drain.
Or it's free?
Yep.
What's the catch?
No catch.
Fine print?
Apollo Plumbing clears your main drain for $83.
83, or it's free?
And we'll even give you a camera inspection.
Because?
It's the best way to find what's causing your clog.
But that's extra.
Nope, included.
No extra charge?
Not 1 cent.
83, or it's free.
All it takes is an accessible outside cleanout.
And an Apollo plumber.
No clog is safe from Apollo Plumbing.
And just like that, my main drain is...
Draining again.
How can you...
Apollo plumbers are that good.
83, or it's free.
You call, we come.
My drain's draining again.
Guaranteed.
83, or it's free.
As it should be.
Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Welcome to Cricket Wireless. Santa?
I've got to get Mrs. Claus a gift or I'm in a whole lot of trouble.
How about a single unlimited line? Only $35, plus a free Moto G 5G.
Dude, you're a lifesaver. Here, take a present.
Says it's for Timmy in Des Moines.
Never heard of him.
Join Cricket Nation and get a single line for $35 per month, plus a free Moto G 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Requires activation of new line on select unlimited plan or higher. Pay $40 first month. New lines only. First month service charge. Tax due at sale. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Bringing you Seattle's morning news since 1974. This is KIRO Newsradio.
7:49 on your Friday morning. A British couple sparked a global movement for a smartphone-free childhood.
And joining us with her weekly parenting feature, here's Katrina Gishard.
Good morning, guys. It all started with two parents in England, Daisy Greenwell and Joe Ryrie, when their 8-year-old daughter asked for a smartphone because everyone else had one, and they decided to push back. Greenwell found research suggesting heavy smartphone use damages mental health in young people. So she posted on Instagram asking, what if we could switch the norm and unite for a smartphone-free childhood? And she tells CBS News.
That post went viral and thousands of parents joined the group overnight. And within a couple of weeks, there were smartphone-free childhood groups in every county.
Today, the grassroots campaign has spread to 39 countries, with families pledging no smartphones before age 14 and no social media before age 16. The movement inspired this viral ad here in the U.S.
Hey, kiddo, it's about time for bed, okay?
Okay.
Well, remember, there's a box in the corner over there with all the pornographic material that's ever been made in the world, even the really weird stuff that could scar you for life. I'm trusting you not to look in there, okay?
This message was shocking enough to spark debate across social media platforms, and now governments are paying attention. This week, Australia became the first country in the world to ban social media accounts for children under 16. Tech giants like Meta and TikTok must enforce age restrictions or face some serious fines. Meanwhile, the UK says it's watching closely, though no similar legislation is planned just yet. But parents like Joe Ryrie in the smartphone-free childhood movement say this.
This isn't an anti-tech movement. This is a pro-childhood movement. We're not saying no smartphones ever. We're not saying no tech ever. We're not saying no internet ever. We're just saying children don't need unrestricted access to the internet in their pocket 24/7 when they're young.
Many families are turning to simple brick phones that allow calls and texts but block internet access. One study reveals sales of these so-called dumb phones are up 150% among Gen Z in the U.S.
It's a dumb phone. No addictive social media. Great. But also no WhatsApp, no Slack, no email, and no favorite public transit apps.
But in the UK, 1 in 4 kids between the ages of 5 and 7 already have a smartphone. So when it comes to changing that norm...
So if your child then knows, okay, I've got 5 other kids, 10 other kids in my class who are delaying smartphones for a few more years, then that peer pressure dissolves. Just makes it a lot easier for families to say, okay, we're going to just wait a few more years. We're going to get a brick phone in the meantime. It's not that hard. We can do this.
Whether it's grassroots campaigns or government bans, childhood offline just might be a new trend.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah. I look at this. Manda and I, at least, are old enough to remember a time before the internet. And in a lot of ways, I think childhoods were simpler then. But at the same time, I've got 2 teenagers now. Removing the cell phone from them, the smartphone, would be like removing an appendage. So it's just a different time we're living in. But good luck on keeping them as smartphone free as they can for as many years as they can.
5 years old, really?
Yeah.
That's so young. But I mean, it's so easy, so convenient. So I do understand it. But I think just for your health, just for your eyesight even, why not?
I was shooting for 14 with my daughter, and then COVID happened. And that kind of blew that out of the water.
I think that happened with both my kids, too. What else are you going to do? You're in COVID. You're trying to work in, it's not the best parenting, but it's real parenting. So that happened. Good conversation starter, Katrina.
Thank you.
7:53 now, and Chris Sullivan is keeping his eye on the roads for us.
Well, a little positive action right now just over the last little bit. I'm still looking at my cameras heading between Marsh Road and Lower Larimer on Highway 9. It looks like some of the water is receded away from the highway.
Oh, good.
So that's certainly positive. I was just on the phone during Katrina's segment right there talking to the DOT exactly about what they're dealing with there. They've got crews all over that area, and they're out doing some inspections at this particular moment. So again, it looks like some of that has receded, which is positive. But right now we're still closed from Bickford all the way down to Lower Larimer, and that has put a ton of pressure on Highway 2. We've added about a 5-mile backup that extends right there at Bunkfoss Road all the way over to basically I-5. 5 miles, 50 minutes to go from Snohomish to I-5 there on Highway 9. That is a 35-minute delay. Once you get through that, it's not terrible. 45 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. Westbound 522 is also slammed out of the Monroe area. It's taking a lot of diversion from people who would normally be on 203. That's expected. Once you're past the Snohomish River Bridge, it's going to be okay. Northbound I-5 from Olympia to Tacoma looks really good, and Federal Way is lighter than normal. So Friday light there, definitely. But past the West Seattle Bridge, it's going to be pretty heavy. But only 50 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. That's pretty good. About an hour and 10 from Puyallup to Renton. Not bad through Pacific, through the construction zone. It's really out of Auburn all the way up through Kent. We do have flooded roads around the valley there that is forcing people onto 167. And then Renton to Bellevue is about a half an hour. The lake bridges are still fine. So there's some positivity out there, but it's going to take you a long time, and there's going to be a few more neighbors on the road with you. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial 97.3 HD2.
Might see a little late drizzle in spots this morning. Otherwise, just mostly cloudy for your Friday and Saturday with highs in the mid-50s. Showers return on Sunday. It's 48 in Seattle right now.
Coming up, Luke Ducey joins us live from Burlington, where the entire city is under an evacuation order this morning, and James Lynch will be in Snohomish, where several roads are shut down. You're listening to Seattle's Morning News.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO Newsradio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
An organized home is a happy home and a happy homeowner. John Curley here. Closets by Design made me and my home happy. Experience the quality and backing of a national brand with friendly local Seattle service. From booking the appointment to a free in-home consult to installation day, Closets by Design will leave you wowed and clutter-free. Right now, get up to 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule today.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, She knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
From holiday hosting to unforgettable gifts, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. And now, during their Sizzle All the Way sale, you can get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners get an extra $35 off with promo code SKY at checkout. I was lucky enough to receive Omaha Steaks as a gift, and it was everything I had hoped for. Items were individually packaged so I could cook for the entire family. Or if I was the only one home, I would treat myself with a delicious steak, sides, and even dessert. I loved those nights by myself. Right now is the perfect time to save on delicious gifts and holiday hosting favorites. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. It's holiday magic made easy. Save big on gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Sizzle All the Way sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code SKY at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's omahasteaks.com, code SKY.
Is your business ready for the holidays? Now that school's back in session, the shopping season is coming up fast, right, Brad?
Right, you are, Dave. And Wafed Bank is here to help businesses get ready. Whether you're looking to hire holiday staff, beef up your inventory, or start advertising, Wafed Bank can help make it happen with a business credit card, business loan, or line of credit.
Businesses need a lot of different tools to get the job done, and sometimes cash flow can be challenging. How can businesses make sure they're choosing the right option?
Our knowledgeable bankers can help look at individual plans and finances to go over which option might be the best fit. Wafed Bank has the tools and services to get that job done, whatever you might be looking for, including SBA lending options.
You know, there's nothing quite as reassuring as having a professional banker in your corner. Thanks, Brad. To learn more, visit wafedbank.com or visit your local branch. Discover why Wafed Bank was awarded Best Bank by Forbes and Newsweek numerous years in a row. Wafed Bank, built for business. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
Is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. House Democrats have just released more photos from convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein's estate. CBS's Michael Wallace.
The 19 photos come from a collection of 95,000 the estate has given to Congress. They feature President Trump, former President Bill Clinton, billionaires Bill Gates and Richard Branson, actor and director Woody Allen, and others in social settings. Congressman Robert Garcia, the top Democrat on the House Oversight Committee, calls the photos disturbing and says they raise more questions about Epstein's relationships with powerful men.
Republicans on the committee accuse Democrats of cherry-picking photos and making targeted redactions to create a false narrative about President Trump. The U.S. ratchets up the pressure on Venezuela and its president in a week that saw the U.S. military seize an oil tanker. CBS's Natalie Brand.
CBS News has confirmed that new sanctions have been issued against 3 of Maduro's nephews and 6 vessels accused of carrying oil from Venezuela that had not previously been sanctioned. So this definitely marks a continuation of this new economic pressure campaign against the Maduro regime.
Gilmar Abrego Garcia is a free man. This morning he reported to a Baltimore ICE office to check in. Earlier this year, he was mistakenly deported to El Salvador. CBS's Camilo Montoya Galvez.
The federal judge who directed his release earlier in the week has also now ruled that he cannot be redetained and deported for the time being. She has found that his detention by ICE is not only unlawful, but also inconsistent with due process. So for the time being, he can return to Maryland to be with his U.S. citizen child and wife for the time being. But his case is far from over.
Abrego Garcia faces federal human smuggling charges. President Trump has hailed Tina Peters as a patriot. CBS's Jim Krasula says she pursued false claims of 2020 election fraud and was convicted of a crime.
Trump has issued a symbolic pardon for Tina Peters, a former Colorado elections administrator convicted of a data breach, a scheme tied to false claims of election fraud. His pardon power does not cover state crimes, so Peters remains in prison. She was convicted of allowing unauthorized access to election systems.
Now to Washington State, CBS's Carter Evans is near the Skagit River, one of many in the state at record levels because of all the heavy rain.
The rain has stopped. The river is still very, very high. But in the last few hours that I've been out here, this river has crested, and it is actually starting to recede just a little bit. But don't get me wrong. It's got a very long way to go to recede.
Wall Street, right now the Dow is down 160 points. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
And live team coverage of the flooding coming up. But first, we need to check in with Sully at the traffic desk.
And we continue to follow the major roadways that are closed at this point, like SR 203 out of Monroe through Duval, Carnation, through Falls City. Parts of those roads are blocked. SR 202 between Falls City, North Bend. SR 2 did open up eastbound earlier this morning, but you can only go as far as Skycomish. Can't go any further than that. SR 9, though, that's our biggie, the watch in terms of primary commuting routes. It is still blocked between Bickford and Lower Larimer. Got eyes on the cameras just south of Marsh Road. Still about a foot of water over the road there, and that's put a lot of pressure on SR 2 trying to get into and through the Snohomish area and then over to I-5, because that's really the only way to go. You've got about a 40-minute delay trying to make it from Snohomish over to I-5. That drive alone is going to take you about 55 minutes now. Also seeing a ton of volume on 522 getting out of Monroe, backed up well before the high school today because of all the folks that would normally be on 203 out of Monroe. They're on 522. The freeways themselves, manageable. Out of the north end, you're going to have a pretty good drive, 42 minutes. Everett to Seattle, about 45 from Everett to Bellevue. Northbound 167 struggling out of Auburn. That's taking a lot of volume from roads that are closed on the East Valley there. Overall, an hour and 5 from Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue is about a half an hour. Federal Way to Seattle, 50 minutes. That's a win. This report brought to you by the Seattle Mariners this season, holiday season that is. Give the gift of Mariners baseball. Grab your tickets to next season's biggest games like opening day on March 26th. Mariners.com/tickets.
8:04. Welcome to the Friday, December 12th edition of Seattle's Morning News. I'm Charlie Harger with Manda Factor.
Well, the Skagit River has smashed its all-time flood record. The levees are being pushed to their limit, and parts of historic downtown Snohomish are underwater.
We have reporters live across the region this morning. Luke Ducey in Burlington, a city currently being completely evacuated, and James Lynch in Snohomish. Plus, Chris Sullivan is tracking widespread road closures, and meteorologist Nick Allard with a new storm on the way.
We begin our coverage with Luke Ducey. What's the situation in Burlington, Luke?
You know, just an hour ago, the gauges slew here in Burlington, which corkscrews through the city. It just started rising, and it was described to me by neighbors as water shooting up through the storm drains. Now, it connects to the Skagit River, and it flows right through the city again. Right now, I'm at an intersection here in a neighborhood, like so many neighborhoods in here in Burlington who are affected by the gauges slew flooding. I see water up to the first floor on at least 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings, including 3 houses. I mean, there's water in their garage, water on the first floor. I see one of the neighbors taking photos of his house right now because, I mean, there's going to be flood damage for sure. And it happened just like that. I mean, it's literally, though, and this is the sad part, it's literally a matter of a few feet of elevation of where your house is. Every house that's right next to the slough is affected. So we're talking about dozens and dozens. I wouldn't be surprised if it was at least 100 homes throughout the city of Burlington. And if you're just a couple feet in elevation up across the street, then you're not affected by that flood water. The water doesn't seem to be rising anymore, which is good news. But wow, what a shock. You know, I just talked with Kelly a minute ago.
Definitely never seen this before. You know, when you hear about it, you kind of just like, oh, it's not going to affect us, but it's affecting everybody. My mom lives in West Side Mount Vernon, and the backyard is pretty big, but then on the other side of the yard is the dike, and the river was parallel to that.
Yeah, so she mentioned Mount Vernon. We were there early this morning reporting that the Skagit River, you know, it crested early this morning and the water level was receding. It was kind of good news for the entire area, but then this happened. And she's talking about those levees there in the historic floodplain of Mount Vernon, the water up to the level of that levee. The levees are holding there as the water goes down. But again, this water, we've been saying stuff like this all week. You know, it's powerful. Mother Nature is strong. You're not going to beat her, and water will find a way to get through anywhere. And now to the damage. I'm looking at these houses. There's got to be, you know, dozens and dozens of houses here now damaged. And I talked with a man named Ricky earlier, and he has got a lot of damage as well.
When I left, there was 2.5 feet of water throughout the entire place. So it's shot. All the furniture's ruined, flooring, appliances, cabinets, you name it. There's at least 2.5 feet inside.
Yeah, people were on their way to work, like Ricky, and they heard about this, got alerts on their phone, and they just turned right around and went home. And, Highway 20 is closed again. It opened up earlier this morning, and it closed again. The level, again, seems to be maintaining, but it's certainly not going down either. Just too much water for this slough here in Burlington to handle. Back to you.
Our team coverage continues. We now head live to KIRO News Radio's James Lynch in Snohomish. James.
Charlie, people here in Snohomish are just starting to venture out of their homes as daylight increases here and the scope of the damage and the level of the Snohomish River is revealed. There is a bit of good news here. The river appears to be holding steady, at least for now. It went up slightly by just a few inches overnight, but is back below that record 34-foot level. That is encouraging for neighbors like Victoria Kovalevich. She's worried about her neighbors who have been displaced and affected by the swollen Snohomish River.
It's devastating. It's actually really sad to see because it's 2 weeks away from Christmas and you see all these homes and the entire Snohomish underwater. It's really sad.
Now, there is still some good news, still some concern, I should say, for motorists and pedestrians. There is still water over a number of roadways here. Detours are in effect, and everyone is being asked to be extremely cautious until we get past all of this. The good news is, so far here in Snohomish, no reports of injuries or fatalities. Live in Snohomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
And to Puyallup now. With their apartment complex surrounded by water, two men rolled up their pants and waded to safety. We get more from KIRO's Corwin Hake in downtown Puyallup.
Josh and Clayton missed the first level 3 evacuation order at the crossroads at Meridian Apartments. By the time Josh got off work, he couldn't get home. Floodwaters from the Puyallup River had surrounded their building.
Literally parked my car at Fred Meyer, got here, saw how it was, rolled up my pants, took off my socks and shoes, and walked to the apartment.
He and Clayton grabbed a few things, including their cat, and waded to safety. Puyallup police helped others evacuate the complex Thursday afternoon. It's unknown when any will be able to return. In Puyallup, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Keeping you informed since 1974. This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Well, good morning. It's 8:10. Thanks for being with us on this Friday, December 12th on Seattle's Morning News.
Boy, my heart is going out to the people in Burlington who just went to work this morning and then found out their homes were flooded.
Yeah, that is so rough. And if Luke has that right, dozens and dozens, if not 100 homes, that is not how you want to start your weekend or wrap up your 2025.
No. We are glad to have you with us on this Friday. He's Charlie. I'm Manda. Chris Sullivan is here, very busy, watching traffic on the threes. Producer David Burbank is in the studio, and Katrina Gishard is at the news desk. Nick Krasha, of course, in the control room. He's running the board and picking the music.
And in about 4 minutes, it's the Mike McDonald preview. We hear from the Seahawks head coach ahead of Sunday's matchup against the Colts.
Also, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden will stop by to get us ready for the weekend.
We continue our coverage of the flooding of 2025. Up north, parts of Sumas in Whatcom County are underwater, and KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu is there.
We saw crews moving around town on jet skis and inflatable boats. Rescuers also drove around in loaders and brush trucks to get through the high water. We spoke to a couple who watched downtown flood, then watched the water rise up over their field, up a hill, and into their garage over the course of just a few hours. They say this is the worst they've ever seen the area flood.
A landslide in Enumclaw took out a section of a home near Pinnacle Peak Park. We get that part of the flooding story from KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas.
Enumclaw police telling us an elderly couple was inside the home, pinned by the mud, suffered some broken bones, and then a third person also in the home was in bed. Police say they were able to carry that person out, get them to the front yard.
We have crews across the flood zone this morning. Skagit, Snohomish, Puyallup, and more. For the latest, keep it here on KIRO News Radio all day, and you can follow updates at mynorthwest.com.
It's 8:12. That's time for a check on the weather. It's brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Here's the scoop from KIRO 7's Nick Allard.
Well, thankfully, we're not seeing a ton of rain anymore. We have some drizzle, some mist, some fog, but we still have had some real large issues due to flooding. Now, we'll see the weather cooperate, and we'll see that fog and drizzle and any remaining sprinkles lift, and we'll see sun breaks this afternoon and mostly cloudy conditions in the upper 50s. Tomorrow, morning clouds, afternoon sun in the upper 50s. Well, we see some rain early on Sunday. I think for the Seahawks game, it's just a few showers around and mostly cloudy skies. But unfortunately, another, although much weaker, atmospheric river is on the way in for Monday and Tuesday with rainy, breezy weather, mild weather. It will probably cause some more additional flooding, and then we'll have to watch, though, as snow levels come down by Wednesday, which would be good, because then instead of it being all rain, or mostly, it would at least be snow for the places that are supposed to get it. But please stay with us next week as we get you ready for another round on Monday.
Oh boy. We're right now in Seattle. It's cloudy and 48.
At 8:13, let's head over to the traffic desk with Chris Sullivan.
And while there are plenty of highways that are flooded out this morning and causing issues, locally around, especially, like parts of 203, parts of 202, Highway 2 over Stevens Pass out of Skykomish. The one that's having the biggest impact on our overall commute is the closure of Highway 9 between Bickford in Snohomish all the way down to Lower Larimer through the valley there. There's still about a foot of water across both sides of the highway there through the valley, and it's going to be a while before this opens. And what that has done has created basically one way out of Snohomish heading west, and that's on Highway 2. And it's bumper to bumper from Highway 9 all the way to the east end of the trestle, getting a little bit better as you go over to I-5, but still about a 45-minute trip to get you over to I-5 from Snohomish, at least 30 minutes worth of a delay. 204 also caught up in this. It's almost backed up all the way to the Safeway up at SR9 as well. Once you get over to I-5 itself is pretty decent, 40 minutes all the way down to Seattle, which is great out of Everett. Heavy through Canyon Park, so you've got about a 50-minute trip there. We might actually have a crash near Beardsley to kind of get in the way. Northbound 167 struggling out of Auburn. It's over an hour from Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue about 30 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 45, so that's not too bad. Lake bridges are hanging in there. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
It's 8:14 now. Well, you may have heard of people pardons and turkey pardons. Well, you can add another pardon to the list as we hear from KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gishard.
There's a cute little piglet, and his name is... And he'll live out the remainder of his days at an animal sanctuary after having their bacon saved by the mayor of Miami-Dade County in Florida.
In the spirit of the holidays, in the spirit of recognizing some things that are simply beyond understanding, and that's okay, I officially grant 6-7 a full pardon.
While it may seem odd in some places, it had a lot of meaning there because pig roast are a holiday delicacy.
Sounds delicious. If she changes her mind, just let me know, okay?
Okay.
It's 8:16.
Hear from the coach first.
Here we go, start fast! Here we go!
This is the Mike McDonald Preview. Here's your host, Steve Rabel.
Mike, time again for preparation for the big game this week, and it happens to be against the Colts, although a week ago I couldn't have told you who we were playing on Sunday, and which is probably the way everybody likes it. And as you know, probably the biggest story going around the NFL this entire week is the fact that Phillip Rivers is going to come out of retirement, and he's been signed on to the Colts. No telling whether he's going to play or start. My guess is he probably will, but I guess my big question, first of all, is you've been around football a long time, as have I. 44 years old and a grandfather, and he's going to be probably going to be playing football against your Seahawks on Sunday. I mean, is that crazy or is it just me?
Like, just if you just describe it like that, it's a little bit crazy, but you start to put some context behind it, and it's Philip Rivers, and it's a scheme that he knows, and coaches that he knows, players that he knows, and then let me say again, it's Philip Rivers, so and it's the NFL, so it's just that's what we've been saying is just you can't be surprised with anything. You got to take everything in stride, and then go put your best foot forward. It's really the only thing you can control, but. It's funny to see him now. I mean, that I know personally, been in some great games with him. He's come out on top, and the teams that I've been on, we've won some too. So looking forward to. We'll see if he plays, but we're definitely getting ready for him.
I'm just curious. Did you play any Lawrence Welk music at practice this week?
No, nothing like that. I mean, 40. It sounds like, but how old was Brady when he finished up? I mean, there's nowadays, players like especially quarterbacks that play a bit longer. So. The grandfather thing is kind of funny, but I mean, I know he's got a bunch of kids, and that's one of the ongoing jokes, but it's all good.
It's all good. Okay. Well, and something that you mentioned this week, regardless of who plays quarterback, as you've said so many times about any particular team, it's not about them. It's about us. It's about what you guys do on the field every day, and not just on Sundays, but every day at practice as well. You're going to attack this the same way.
Yeah. When that's what you're about and that's the life you live and things like this, it just doesn't affect you as much. You just say, okay, I mean, we got to do our homework on the quarterbacks, obviously, like we do every week. A little bit different type of study this week, but at the end of the day, we don't have a chance unless we execute our stuff, and we play our style of ball and we get our bodies and minds right and ready to go play. So we're kind of in the middle of our process right now. We're, going to figure out, who at some point before the game we'll realize who's starting, and then we'll go from there.
What you were just talking about getting yourselves prepared, is that all part of what you describe as your competitive advantage?
Well, I would say it's definitely part of our process, and our process is there's parts of it where it's probably a little bit more adjustable than we did last year, or just like throughout my career, my experience, and I think that's one of the things that helps us, and that's really our style. That's good for the Seattle Seahawks. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like one of those things where we're saying, hey, we're a new head coach, we're kind of a new program. I think one of our strengths is we are willing to adapt and try new things, and always be agile enough to say, oh, hey, you know what, maybe this is the best thing for us this week, and let's go attack that in this style while not negotiating our principles and. Mm-hmm. And really going through the things that we need to do to get ready.
Mm-hmm. One of the things you talk about often with respect to competitive advantages and the rest is the 12 as one philosophy, which I have seen up on signs in the building. Oh, yeah. And could that be one of the reasons that the Seahawks are number one in the league with 17 players with at least a half a sack this year? Everybody is involved all the time.
I do. I really believe that. And then that's our core philosophy here is that really, I mean, that we believe in synergy. We believe in that one of our competitive advantages, talking about competitive advantages, is that the sum is greater than the whole, than the whole of its parts. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Excuse me. Wow. I got to get my English right. But, but that's really what we believe at our core, that us together is definitely stronger. And that's what makes it feel like playing against 12 guys. And part of that, schematically is being able to bring different people and show threats on one end and bring it the other way, or vice versa, or bluff out of there, or the 4D linemen working together. I mean, all those things work hand in hand on a play-to-play basis, and to apply pressure, and make it inexpensive for us and hopefully taxing on our opponents.
I'm going to end, Mike, where we started. That's talking about the Colts. We've talked about Philip Rivers, but this Colts team, there's a whole lot more to them than just the bringing on of a 44-year-old quarterback. They have a Pro Bowl running back in Jonathan Taylor. They have a solid defense. What kind of challenge are you going to face out of a darn good Indianapolis Colts team on Sunday?
Well, they are really good, and this is a talk about complementary football. This is a team that has an identity in all three phases, and they're very effective. They're very situationally aware. They're very talented. They got a really good coaching staff that has been through a lot, seen a lot. They got great systems. They call aggressive games. So that's what we're going against. But there's a lot of good players on both sides of the ball. And offensively, it's a great rushing team. They play complementary. They're also very explosive, and they're great in the red zone. So it's hard to keep points off the board with this team. They keep the ball moving forward. Defensively, they get the ball back. They create sacks. They create takeaways. They have a lot of explosive. They try to put you behind the sticks. So we got to keep the ball moving forward, and then we got to score in the red zone offensively. And then special teams are a really aggressive unit. They're physical. They do a good job.
You sort of touched on it just now. Let me quickly ask you. You haven't allowed a touchdown. Your defense hasn't allowed a touchdown now in 2 games. How rare is that? Even as a defensive coach, you've been around this all your life.
Well, it is rare. And it's a testament to our guys. And really, we've put ourselves in some tough situations. And so it shows you that you have to live by this philosophy of we're defending a blade of grass. When we talk about living in the death zone. Those are tough situations that you have to thrive in. To create the breaks that you need, because at some point teams are going to move the ball on you. They're going to put it in positive territory. They're going to end up in the red zone. Those things are going to happen. In order to eliminate touchdowns, you have to be resilient. You have to be relentless in your mindset. You can't, get all down on yourself because a team converted a 3rd down or there's a penalty or, whatever situation puts you in the red zone. Something not that great happened to your football team. And so you got to be able to, really play that next play with kind of your whole mind and be present so you can go be effective in those situations and eliminate scores.
Mike, we sure look forward to it on Sunday against the Colts. We will talk pregame, and as always, thanks for your time.
All right, great. Thanks, Steve.
Okay.
What a big game. Important game. We just have a few left, David Burbank, and if we can pull this one out, it would be a good thing.
Yeah, well, and it's...
I don't want to jinx it,
and it's especially worrisome if Phillip Rivers, a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, ends up playing. Who's not rooting for this old guy to come in and beat the great defense? Of course, all of us are rooting against him, but it does feel like, oh, gosh, this is a storybook thing. Hopefully they can defy the storybook and go take him to town.
It's kind of like that story of Rudy, the guy at Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah.
The team that's not playing in the playoffs or in a bowl game this year.
Where can you listen to the game?
Well, you can listen to...
who is playing in the playoffs is the Bobcats.
Yeah, but here's the thing, guys. Sully went to Notre Dame.
Off the rails.
He's pacing the studio. He's trying to think.
You need to come back because it's 8:23 and we have a lot to talk about when it comes to traffic, Sully. Take a seat, my friends. No, back over here. Back over here. Take your traffic seat, buddy.
This is why you need to watch the YouTube live feed. Sully has lost his mind yet once again.
Why am I taking strays when we're talking about the Seahawks? For gosh sakes.
Barcode across the forehead, my friend.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was that was uncalled for yesterday. Sorry. Okay.
Traffic. Go.
That's brutal. Yeah, go Cats tonight against Stephen F. Austin. Looking at the worst of the drives in terms of what it's the impact, bigger impact on the roads is the closure of Highway 9 south of Snohomish. And that because of that, everyone's on a westbound 2 trying to get over to I-5. And it's bumper to bumper from Highway 9 all the way over. So you're going to have at least a 30-minute delay through the area. 204 is caught up in this as well. Now, we do have a crash on southbound 405 right before we get to 522 there, right in the Beardsley area. Just after. It looks like the left lane is blocked, and we're backed up pretty significantly now. We're up to 50 minutes from Everett to Bellevue. You compare that to the 40 or less you have from Everett to Seattle. You can kind of see the difference. We also had a crash in the HOV lane. Might still be active near the West Seattle Bridge on northbound 5. You're going to need about 50 minutes to go from Federal Way to Seattle, with 30 of that alone just from South Center. Valley Freeway, over an hour. Renton to Bellevue's just about a half an hour. The Lake Bridges are doing okay. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO Newsradio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank.
We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
This is the sale car buyers wait for. 6 dealerships, 1 family. It's the Harnish Auto Family year-end super sale. Wrap up the year with savings on all 2025 models, plus amazing deals on pre-owned vehicles. Chevrolet, Kia, Volkswagen, GMC, Buick, and Subaru. 22 acres of trucks, SUVs, EVs, and cars make finding your perfect ride easy. Visit HarnishAutoFamily.com or stop by Everett or Puyallup today. That's HarnishAutoFamily.com. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
John Curley here. As humans, we value things that last. Local businesses, long-term relationships, people who have been in the community for years. That's Madrona Financial and CPAs. For decades, they've been serving Washingtonians, and what makes them different? They combine taxes and investments under one roof. Most firms do one or the other, but not both. Taxes are often your biggest retirement expense, bigger than travel or healthcare. Yet most never get a clear look at how taxes and investments fit together. That's why Madrona offers the Madrona Analysis. It's an easy to understand review of your retirement picture, income, taxes, investments, all working together in one coordinated plan. Best of all, it's conversational. You'll talk with someone who explains it all in plain English. Discover hidden tax traps, see if your portfolio matches income needs, and learn steps to retire with confidence. Call 833-673-7373 for your complimentary Madrona Analysis. Madrona Financial and CPAs, local, trusted, and here to put the whole picture together.
For seniors, the holidays can be fun family time, but can also be a stressful time if you're struggling with bills. Our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says a reverse mortgage may be the holiday gift you're looking for.
Many seniors love their home but are struggling with mortgage payments and other bills. A reverse mortgage lets you tap your home equity for tax-free cash. You can pay off your debts and maybe put some extra money in the bank for peace of mind. You've worked hard for that home equity. Now let it work for you. And best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. You'll get a no-pressure consultation directly from me or a highly experienced senior advisor. Never a sales pitch and never, ever an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts, Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts, and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. meetthenovaks.com.
Red Hawks rising. Seattle U's men's basketball is hosting some big games at Climate Pledge. Grab your tickets at goseattleu.com/tickets. Our next home game is December 19th against UW.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 8:31. Well, the Skagit River has smashed its all-time flood record. The levees are being pushed to their limit, and parts of historic downtown Snohomish are underwater.
We have reporters live across the region this morning. Luke Ducey in Burlington, a city currently being under complete evacuation orders. James Lynch is in Snohomish. Plus, we have Chris Sullivan tracking widespread road closures. And, of course, we'll have the forecast from meteorologist Nick Allard, who says a new storm is on the way.
Let's start our team coverage now with Luke. What's the situation currently in Burlington?
In Burlington, we've got a lot of flooding because the Gages Slough, which is connected to the Skagit River, it started rising earlier this morning. The problem, though, is the slough corkscrews through the city of Burlington. So in minutes, it could be dozens. I would not be surprised if it's hundreds. We don't have a number of homes yet, but they were all flooded instantly. The slough, it was described to me as water just shooting up violently out of storm drains, and there was nothing you can do, of course. Any home right now, right next to the slough, is flooded. There's no doubt about it. Now, the sad part is, though, if you're in any elevation above that house, so like I'm looking at two houses right now, and if you're watching on our YouTube feed, you're looking at the houses I'm talking about. They're in water, and then the next door neighbor is not, because they're maybe 2 feet higher in elevation. I mean, it's that close. In the house you're looking at, that belongs to Ray's family. I met Ray and talked with him just a little bit ago. It's his grandmother's home, and she's lived there for 60 years.
Well, it's tragic. I mean, terrible that it's underwater and stuff, and, But we got her out last night. She's staying with my uncle, so, everyone's safe. That's the most important thing.
We were reporting earlier in Mount Vernon, before this happened, that the Skagit River had crested at a record, like 37 feet, but it was receding. The water level was going down, and then this happened. I mean, it really just shows you that you cannot stop the water.
Yeah, I mean, it was good that the river crested earlier, but, all that water takes a long time to let out, too. So it's unfortunate that, a lot of houses are ruined and stuff because of this, but it is what it is. Mother Nature.
Yeah, and you cannot stop Mother Nature. A sad proof of that this morning. No word on, again, how many homes damaged. I'm going to guess it's probably in the hundreds. I mean, it's all through the city. There is an evacuation order in place, and we see crews driving by every now and then, but I got to tell you, no one's leaving. People are stopping. They're taking photos. They're inspecting damage to their homes. The good news is the water is not rising any longer, but it's not going down either. We'll see what happens, of course, throughout the morning, but just devastating news for so many people here in Burlington. Back to you.
Our team coverage continues. We now go live to Snohomish, and that's where we find KIRO News Radio's James Lynch. James?
Charlie, there is some good news here in the city of Snohomish. The Snohomish River appears to be holding steady within just a few inches of where it was when I left yesterday. Still, the river has reached record levels. Homes and roads remain underwater. Roads are closed here, and traffic detours around the flooded roads have traffic snarled as people try to get to work and to school. With what appears to be the worst behind us now, at least here in Snohomish, people are beginning to turn their attention to the cleanup, although it still may be a couple of days away. And there will be a lot of work to do, says neighbor Victoria Kovalevich.
It's going to be a lot of work. So we'll see. I'm sure the community is going to come together and, help each other out. But it's definitely a lot of work and a lot of recovery out here because so much is underwater. It's very sad.
Now, Charlie and Manda, we are awaiting a situation report from the city. I expect to have that in just a few minutes. We'll bring you the very latest throughout the morning. Live in Snohomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
As this flood event continues to unfold, we have reporters all around the Puget Sound area from the Skagit River to the Puyallup. Stay with KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com for the latest.
Chris Sullivan is here now as we take a look at our Friday morning commute.
And just south of where James is, we do have our first inspection team of the morning out in the water there, trying to look at the damage that we have, if there is any, under the water on both directions of Highway 9, south of the Harvey Field area. SR 9 remains closed from the roundabout in Bickford all the way down through the valley to Lower Larimer, and that's where the heaviest flooding is right now, and that's where that inspection team is checking things out. And because of all the slowing, because of all the roads that are flooded in that area, basically the only way out of Snohomish to get to I-5 is via 2. And we have a 3.5-mile backup there trying to go. We've got about a 25-minute delay. Once you get to the trestle, it's not terrible, but it isn't good either. But it's better than where it was earlier. Once you get to there and over to I-5 is going to be a pretty clean drive all the way down to Seattle, under 40 minutes. Still have 50 minutes from Everett to Bellevue. Looks like the crash in the right lane near 522 has cleared. Speaking of 522, it's jammed up pretty heavily from before the high school across the river. That's because people who would normally be taking 203 out of Monroe can't really do that. Valley Freeway, well over an hour. Federal Way to Seattle's getting better, back under 50 minutes. Lake bridges are quiet. This report brought to you by Wilcox Family Farms. As your family gathers for the holidays, feel good about baking and cooking with locally fresh Wilcox Family Farms eggs. From the Wilcox family to yours, happy holidays.
Our forecast, most of the rivers are receding. We're going to just see mostly cloudy skies for today. 56 the high. Tomorrow, maybe a few sun breaks along with some clouds, 56. And then on Sunday, the showers are going to return. And then Monday, we have another system moving in. Rainy, breezy, highs in the upper 50s on Monday. Right now, it's 48 in Seattle.
Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime. Seattle's morning news, wherever you are.
Credit card fraud is on the rise. According to the FTC, Americans lost more than $12 billion to credit card fraud last year. That is a 25% increase from 2023. And virtual credit cards are a high-tech way to fight credit card fraud.
Let's bring in consumer man Herb Weisbaum, a contributing editor at checkbook.org. Herb, how do virtual cards work?
Well, it's really easy, Amanda. They are a proxy for the credit card that you already have. Now, let's be clear. Credit cards are one of the safest ways to buy products and services. They come in with built-in fraud protection provided by federal law. But if a criminal gets that number and starts using it, it's going to be a pain because you're going to have to cancel the card and then change off the automatic payments that are going to that card. With a virtual card, doesn't happen. It gets rid of all that hassle. It's not a real card. It's a 16-digit code that is created that it's a proxy for that actual card. To the merchant, the virtual card seems exactly the same as a regular credit card, but they never get your real number. So if there is a data breach somewhere along the food chain, that real number is not available to the hacker or scammer. And one more layer of security, should they get a hold of it, that digital code is encrypted, so therefore it doesn't do them any good. So this is a way to protect your card when it's out there in the wild.
Every couple of years, I tell myself I'm going to get me one of them virtual cards, and then I find out my bank doesn't offer it, Herb. These have been around for 25 years. Why isn't it as widespread?
It's just starting to catch on. There was a sort of a race between the virtual card and the wallet, and credit card fraud was not as bad as it is these days. It's at record levels, but it is growing in popularity. More and more people, surveys show, are now using these virtual cards, and not every financial institution offers them, but a lot more are starting to do it.
What's the difference between a virtual card and a digital wallet?
A digital wallet is an app that stores a lot of payment methods on it. So it can store PayPal, it can store your credit cards, it can store your debit cards, that sort of thing. The credit card, a virtual credit card is a number that represents your actual credit card. So one-on-one relationship with the card. It cannot be used in stores. A wallet can be used in stores. The virtual credit card numbers are only to be used for online purchases. That's how they're designed. So that's the difference. I should point out, by the way, that this links back to your credit card account. So any purchases that you make with a virtual card show up on your normal credit card statement, and you get all the rewards. If you have any rewards, show up automatically on your credit card statement as well.
Herb, where can we read more about virtual cards?
Go to checkbook.org and you'll find the news story that we just posted there.
All right, Herb, have a great weekend. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Happy Hanukkah, Herb.
Thank you, Charlie.
From me too, consumer man Herb Weisbaum, contributing editor at checkbook.org.
Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
Well, we're going to take a look at the freeways and how they're being impacted by the flooding, and to get the latest look at what's happening in Snohomish.
All right, here's a quick confession. The reason Nick, my wife, is going to Longevity Medical Clinic is because why?
I got sick of watching you sleep at night when I was awake.
Wait a minute. Wait. Here's what would happen. I'd be asleep because I've got my hormones balanced thanks to Longevity Medical Clinic. I'm asleep, and then Nick would go, "Are you asleep? Are you sleeping? That's not fair. I can't sleep." I'm like, "So you're going to wake me up?"
Yes, because I didn't want you to have more energy than I would the next day, and I was up all night.
So what did I say to you? I said, so go to the Longevity Medical Clinic. Do the same thing I did. Get your hormones balanced. You'll sleep better, right?
And I did.
Right. You don't have to wake me up anymore and go, it's not fair that you're sleeping.
I know.
But didn't you see that it wasn't fair that you were waking me up?
Yes, because now you're the one taking the dogs out because I'm still asleep in the morning.
So we're both getting good night's sleep. We're both getting lots of energy, and we're happy.
You want me to tell you why? Because my hormones are now balanced.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your hormones right now. So be like Nick and get a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
This is Trainer Games.
Watch it on Prime Video starting January 8th.
At your local credit union, WSECU, making a difference isn't just a motto, it's a mission. That's why they're honoring Washington's community champions, the everyday heroes who strengthen our communities. Steve Rabel here with WSECU board member Marcus Glasper, and it's time to announce our next community champion.
Our community champion this week is Crystal Ortega. Crystal rescues surplus food from across Spokane County, driving hundreds of miles each week to collect and deliver to food banks. Crystal, thank you for helping keep people well fed in your community.
8:43 now. Let's check in with Sully at the traffic desk.
We continue to deal with flooding across the board in areas that were flooded overnight. Yesterday afternoon, still flooded now. The ones that's having the biggest impact on our overall commute is the closure of Highway 9 between Bickford at the roundabout all the way down to Laurel Larimer. We still have a bunch of water over the highway there in both directions. And what has happened is a lot of people have bailed and headed over to really the only way out, which is to Highway 2. And it's bumper to bumper from 9 all the way down across the trestle. You're going to need at least 30 extra minutes to go that direction. I've also been hearing from drivers they've been heading westbound on 2 and then getting onto 522, working their way that direction. So that's adding to what is already a heavy 522 drive in the westbound direction because of people who would normally be getting out of Monroe on 203. So that little corridor of our overall map is really kind of messed up. Southbound 405 struggling into and through Canyon Park. This is all leftovers from an earlier crash near the 522 interchange. Still have about a 50-minute trip from Everett into Bellevue. 40 from Everett to Seattle. Northbound 5 struggling past the West Seattle Bridge into downtown, but really that's the only braking you're going to have on I-5 northbound from Olympia all the way up to the scene. It's under 45 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. Valley Freeway getting better in Auburn. It's not as bad in Pacific, back down to about 50 minutes to make the drive. Rented to Bellevue, half an hour. Lake bridges are good. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
Our forecast mostly dry for today and tomorrow, thankfully. We'll be in the mid-50s. As Sunday, we're going to start to see some showers again. And yes, we have another atmospheric river coming in on Monday. It's going to be really wet Monday, Tuesday, and breezy as well. It's 48 in Seattle right now.
At 8:45, Joe Jonas just proved that even pop stars aren't immune to everyday struggles. Katrina is here with the story.
All right, so Joe Jonas went viral this week for a video a fan captured of him struggling to parallel park in New York City. The The caption on the video says, "I love New York because I've been watching Joe Jonas parallel park for the last 7 minutes." And Joe found it, and he wrote back, "I saw you watching and not helping."
My wife got a new car last year, and she had me drive us to an event in Georgetown. My first time driving the new car. I probably spent that long trying to figure out how all these new transmission, the gear shifts and everything like that.
The bells and whistles.
I don't blame Joe Jonas. It can be difficult sometimes.
The big question is, why is he driving in New York City? Never driven in New York
He's a
City.
man who lives on the edge.
I guess.
The big question is, who's Joe Jonas?
Knew that was coming. Thank you, Sully. Coming up, we have Paul Holden with our weekend planner here on Seattle's Morning News.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on, like a close friend who never lies. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through December 21st, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Fall is here and school is back in full swing. Can your bank keep up with your schedule? WaFd Bank can with free checking. Live your life and stick to your agenda without worrying about minimum balances or monthly maintenance fees. WaFd has thousands of fee-free ATMs and more than 200 branches to serve you across 9 western states. Plus, WaFd Bank offers useful tools like voice-activated banking, so you can check your balance and make transfers between your WaFd accounts when your hands are full. Visit wafdbank.com to open your account. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply. Member FDIC.
Hey there, Dawn Riley with Olympic Hot Tub. This holiday, treat yourself to the best present of all, a hot tub from Olympic. Through Christmas Eve, our Santa Loves a Smart Top event will save you up to $4,800 on your new tub and include an amazing smart top for free. This awesome hardcover handles Northwest weather, locks in heat, and looks fantastic. Santa loves a smart top, and so will you. It's the perfect gift to put under the tree. Details at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Seattle's Morning News. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime. Seattle's Morning News, wherever you are.
The way Nick timed that.
That was perfect. You are so
Gangnam
good
Style.
at that.
Yet somehow Sully knows Gangnam Style.
I know, and he knows the dance and everything.
That was his request a few weeks ago. I told him I'd follow through with it.
I'm very impressed, Sully. All right, it's 8:49 on a Friday. What do you like to say this time of day on a Friday?
Well, we're approaching final descent.
Yes, indeed.
The landing gear is down.
Uh-huh.
And as the end of the week approaches, we bring KIRO Newsradio's Paul Holden in for a landing.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. What a week we've had here. Shout out to everyone that did such great work for Holiday Magic as well, and all of our team coverage, keeping you up to date with everything going on with a very busy week here with the weather. But let's talk about some fun stuff. Let's dive into a weekend full of holiday fun.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
What?
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
I like to start off with a question sometimes. And do you all have a thing that you do during the holidays that really like ignites your holiday spirit? Because I did mine last night, so I'm curious.
When I buy the eggnog latte.
Yeah? That's when you just dive in. Okay. Amanda?
I just like to put the lights on the house, I think.
Okay. Haven't your lights been up since
Well,
like,
yeah,
October?
I did it a little early this year. It was October, but
David,
whatever.
anything for you?
Well, on Christmas Eve night, every Christmas Eve, we always watch It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
my mom
that's
and I have
nice.
been doing that my whole life.
Well,
and,
that's
it's really fun.
Mine was in the spirit of that. I saw a Muppets Christmas Carol at
Oh,
SIF
I
Uptown,
love it.
my favorite holiday movie. It's showing throughout the weekend, by the way, at 1:30.
And you've never seen Animal and Paul Holden in the same room together.
Exactly. You know, don't tell anybody, Charlie. But let's go through a little rapid fire here. We got the Seattle Christmas Boat Parade that's going on here this weekend, starting at 7 tomorrow. And you can get a great view from Gasworks Park, or there's the official onshore viewing party. But basically anywhere that you can see that there's going to be 65 boats that are going to be all lit up, all in a really, really cool parade there. I love growing up in Colorado and then hearing boat parades always just makes me laugh because
It's very cool.
It's a whole totally different thing. Tonight at Freeway Park, free holiday fun for you and the family. It's a holiday party called Twinkle Twinkle. There's going to be free hot cocoa and s'mores, fires that you can warm up with, seasonal crafts to do, and you can also donate some winter clothes as well to do a little charity this season. There will also be carols from the Dickens Carolers to enjoy. And coming up at Green Lake this weekend, luminaries. I love luminaries. When I go and visit my family in Florida, they do a whole big bunch of them. And so Green Lake is going to be, there's going to be thousands of these luminaries on all around Green Lake for you to walk around the park and enjoy, plus live music and opportunities to donate food for a food drive for Family Works. They also say if the weather holds, there's gonna be hot air balloons. I didn't get a ton of information on what that actually means, if they're like smaller, like lantern type things that go up or something like that, but we'll stay tuned and see if that happens. This is an ongoing event down in Shoreline. The Shore Lights are going to be going throughout the weekend, and there is a new art installation that I thought sounded pretty cool at the Vestigial. It's called The Game Show, and basically there's 30 artists have put a spin on games. This is interactive art that is, some are actually games, some are inspired by games.
Cool.
It's all kind of like figuring out, are games art? And I think that's a question that has been asked a lot of times. But we got a lot more details on all sorts of events, including where you can find a bunch of holiday music this weekend at mynorthwest.com for you to check out.
Excellent. Have a great weekend, Paul.
You as well.
8:53 now. One last time. Let's check in with Sully for traffic.
And we are keeping a very close eye, and will be for the rest of the day, on what they find when the waters recede from Highway 9 there through the valley next to Thomas Farms, basically between Marsh Road to Lower Larimer. Highway 9 remains blocked, water over the roadway there, so you can't go south of Bickford. Now that continues as they try to work with that. A lot of people on Highway 2 trying to get over to the trestle to get away from the Snohomish area, and it is backed up about 3.5 miles. So plan on about a 20-minute delay on that part of the drive. Also seeing a lot more traffic on 522 today, taking some of that from Highway 9, and also who would normally be on 203, which is obviously closed out of Monroe and down through Duval as well. So big time delays in that little corner of our map. We are getting better on southbound 405, just a little nugget of braking approaching the Canyon Park area after we had a crash near Bothell. Overall 45 minutes or less now from Everett into Bellevue, about 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle. So actually not bad there. Looking at northbound I-5 past the West Seattle Bridge, that's really the only slowing of significance on northbound I-5 from basically Portland all the way up to Seattle right now. That's a pretty good day. So let's try to keep that going. 40 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle, 25 from South Center. Valley Freeway is thinned out in Auburn. It's not terrible through Pacific, which is good. 45 to 48 minutes to make the trip. Renton to Bellevue, back under 25 minutes, and the lake bridges have been quiet all morning. Let's try to keep that going and try to keep the roads as open as we can. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Well, you might see a little drizzle in spots today, but for the most part, it's just going to be a mostly cloudy day. We're headed for a high of 56. Might see some sun breaks for tomorrow along with the clouds and 56. And then Sunday, we're going to start to see showers again. The rain's really going to pick up again Monday and Tuesday. Steady rain, breezy too. High on Monday in the upper 50s. It's 48 in Seattle right now.
Well, coming up next is the G and Ursula show. They'll have more of our team coverage. This is as the floodwaters are just wreaking havoc all across western Washington. We want to know how things where you are, particularly if you are in Snohomish at Highway 9. You got your eyes on that. Tell us what you see on the road, anywhere you are that you're dealing with flooding. Yeah, just text us, 888-973-5476.
We hope you have a fabulous weekend. G and Ursula coming up 9 to noon here on KIRO News Radio. Don't forget our inbox is always open for your news, tips, and story ideas at mynorthwest.com.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO News Radio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. When it comes to the technology that the IRS is using, they're updating systems that haven't been updated in decades. And while that might sound great for them, it's usually bad for the taxpayer who owes.
It is, and their systems, unfortunately, they're just legacy systems. If you try to make an inquiry on some things, it's like you got to know how to use programming language to find it. But they are working on updating that system, and I hope that really they do, because they'll serve us better, the taxpayer better, and get things done quicker. The other thing they're doing is AI, just like every organization. So they're already using it to some extent to put in profile of certain things that they want to look for in a taxpayer and find those people and go after them or see what's going on, why they're not getting their money.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn, None Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Welcome to Cricket Wireless. Santa?
I've got to get Mrs. Claus a gift or I'm in a whole lot of trouble.
How about a single unlimited line? Only $35, plus a free Moto G 5G.
Dude, you're a lifesaver. Here, take a present.
Says it's for Timmy in Des Moines.
Never heard of him.
Join Cricket Nation and get a single line for $35 per month, plus a free Moto G 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Requires activation of new line on select unlimited plan or higher. Pay $40 first month. New lines only. First month service charge. Tax due at sale fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. Mm-hmm. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
This is Holly Robinson Peete for Eggland's Best. Eggs are a staple in our diet, and there's only one egg with more delicious, farm-fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties, classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
This is the sale car buyers wait for. 6 dealerships, 1 family. It's the Harnish Auto Family Year-End Super Sale. Wrap up the year with savings on all 2025 models, plus amazing deals on pre-owned vehicles. Chevrolet, Kia, Volkswagen, GMC, Buick, and Subaru. 22 acres of trucks, SUVs, EVs, and cars make finding your perfect ride easy. Visit HarnishAutoFamily.com or stop by Everett or Puyallup today. That's HarnishAutoFamily.com. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Ready to deck the holidays? Win a brand new free deck, courtesy of one of the most trusted exterior companies in the Pacific Northwest, State Roofing and Exteriors. Don't miss out. Enter now at mynorthwest.com/win. That's mynorthwest.com/win.
Your best source for local news, KIRO News Radio.